This is the Best Movies of 2025 countdown episode.
Boom.
Here on the Intercut podcast channel. I am your co-host Zachary Shevich, and joining me, it's Arturo Zurita and Amanda the Jedi. We did it. We made it to the end of another year, another spin around the sun. Our first one where we're making Amanda hang out with us every month. Amanda, how's 2025 been? Has it been a decent year for you?
No.
Damn.
Doing our best out here.
We're all surviving.
It's not terrible. We're just doing our best out here. You ever have a year where you get to the end of it and you felt like you made a bunch of progress at some point, and then you get to the end and you're like, I was like this last December. Why is it happening again, man?
Back to the go.
You know, doing our best.
Yeah, no, it's another year where you try to bring things along incrementally, and then you see 12 months slip by your fingers.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You know?
This has been a weird year for sure, not just in cinema, but outside of cinema, at least for me. I know for you. Art, it's been an exciting year for you outside of movies.
Great time. It was a great time.
Yeah.
It was a good year, good weather, good baseball,
good sports. Bears in the playoffs.
Bears in the playoffs, baby. I mean, that's part of my top 10 over here. I got to get there, whatever the new shuffle is going to be. But no, I mean, I think every year you get to the end of it and you realize how fast things go. But I'm always grateful with the fact that it's another year of doing Sundance, another year of doing South by, another year of watching movies and being able to talk to other people about it. And that, if that is the low bar that we continue on for many more years to come, then you know what? I'll pick up my cross and deal with it. An overall great year of movies, which is always, when these videos are hard to make, that's not a bad thing. That is not a bad thing.
It's not a bad thing.
Yeah, I love to have competition for these slots. I just feel bad about the movies that don't make it. Amanda, do you feel like 2025 has been an even better movie year than 2024?
Yeah, I think so. I don't think I had this hard of a time last year, because I feel like sometimes I feel like so many of these are similar, and I don't even know if they should be in a top 10 necessarily. This one is like, no, there's so many, and they are all in the top 10. I don't even know how to organize the ones I have here, because I like this one for this reasons and this one for this reason. So like, we're just like pulling names out of a hat here for like what order these are even going in, let alone what makes the list.
Mm-hmm. It is a tough one. And 2025, it also feels in a lot of ways like a year where the movies were back in theaters in a bigger way than they have been in a long time. Like movies like Sinners, movies like One Battle. So many films felt like events in a way that I don't know if we've had basically since COVID. Just
Barbenheimer?
Barbenheimer was like probably the only
incident,
one.
Yeah.
Right, but just the fact that there was like several movies that really felt like you got to get out to the theater and be in on the conversation.
Mm-hmm. They weren't just IMAX for IMAX sakes, considering we didn't have too many Marvel. I mean, we did have a decent amount of Marvel movies this year as well, but that they didn't overpower.
But even those weren't the ones that dominated the conversation, right? Like
Yeah.
Superman was a
IMAX.
big movie this summer, but it wasn't like the only thing
Superman.
that mattered this summer.
That too. Because I think Oppenheimer was more so the fad, right? People were dressing up, the color matches. They knew to go to IMAX, but Sinners got them to talk about it. Mm-hmm. Sinners, for the first time, actually had people, they still didn't know what they were talking about, right? But it made them want to actually consider the ratios and whatever they thought was there. They started caring just a little bit more. And I think that was a big change from this year. People knowing what a VistaVision is, people knowing what all these different formats are. I think it's been 2 years since Barbenheimer, but we're fully into it. And now look at everybody eyeing their plans, their Arrakis departures, their journeys that they're going to go on for next year's The Odyssey. The trailer came up when I was at Avatar, and that was probably the biggest thing that got everybody.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So it does feel like we've changed our movie watching habits from just the last decade. Being half a decade already into the 2020s, it feels like we are way different than we were in 2015, which was overrun with blockbusters. And now the blockbusters feel different. They're Oppenheimers, they're Odysseys, they're one battle after another, which is back in IMAX, and I got to see. So that, I think, is a really good move. And I think we're the reason why, to be honest with you. I think it's this specific podcast right here. I think reverberates. Yeah. We're practically keeping cinema alive. What does he say? Just single-handedly.
We're the champions of the silver screen, of course. I mean, look,
as he says on the studio.
The Intercut influence, the long-standing Intercut influence is got to be thanked for lots of things.
Because you're like, no, I listen to this person. Well, you didn't even see. He listens to us. Look at that. Boom, bop, boop. But yeah, no, I think it's just as equal as last year, in my opinion, which I think is a very high compliment to give.
Yeah. I mean, I think, we in the past couple of years, since we've had complaints about COVID shutting movies down and then strikes shutting movies down, and there's a lot of readjusting to the new realities of the industry. And, we're probably going to be adjusting to a even different reality if this whole Netflix, Warner, Paramount thing ends up coming to task. But at least for now, there's a lot of movies to enjoy. Cinema may be dying, but the films are forever. And we'll talk about our best in a little bit, the best movies of 2025. But first, make sure you're subscribed to the influential Intercut podcast, either the video podcast on youtube.com/intercutpod or the audio podcast available on most podcatchers. Also follow Intercut across social media, whether it's Facebook, TikTok, Twitter, or Instagram. We are at Intercut Pod. That's at Intercut POD, and that is short for podcast. You can also support the show for as little as $3 a month here on YouTube by clicking the join button on our page to become a member, or by going to patreon.com/intercutpod and signing up to join the Intercuties. You get early access to episodes like this one, which you are live streaming for our faithful members and patrons.
I told you they listen. You pulled it up a cassette. Josh just logged Springsteen. He said he rewatched it when he was on the live stream. Don't know how that's possible. Influential.
Influential.
You can also help us decide on some of the future episodes of this podcast. We consult the Intercuties on what they want to see, what reviews they're looking out for, and you get an invitation to our monthly Intercutie video chats, which are always a fun way to catch up with all of y'all and see what you like and whether or not you vibe with our opinions. It's a great chance to yell at us for our takes. Be sure to also leave us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts, because if we get to 250 5-star reviews on Apple, maybe we can open a cinema together. That'd be fun. Art was just pitching the Shevich Cinema somewhere in New Jersey. I can look into it. If we got 250 Intercuties on board, we can make it happen. Anything can happen.
The Shevich multiplexes. Come on, bro. You already got it right there. What are we doing?
Hey, if you want to support us through Patreon, apparently I can put in a discount code. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. If you use Intercutie as a discount code, you get 50% off of your first month now through Sundance. So head over to patreon.com, support the show,
That's
Nice.
crazy.
contribute to the podcast.
We're doubling up the prices next year, so this evens out perfectly.
Nobody's run that price hike by me, just for what it's worth. But
The tariffs are going crazy.
Anyway, we will get into those best movies let's do it right now. I don't know why I'm saying just a second. Let's do it right now. Amanda, let's go. Ladies first. You can lead the way. I know you've been juggling. Can't settle
honest.
down on your top 10, but I'm going to make you
This one
choose right now.
This one makes no sense, but we're doing it.
All right.
My runner-up in this run, we're gonna say Lurker. This one we saw early in the year. It was really strong. It's about idols of the world and like the way people can worship them, not fully, but the way that it's like worship culture and celebrity culture. But I think for my number 10, I am going to have to go with Wake Up Dead Man, because there's a lot of people following a false idol. And that's my connection, and you can't take it away from me.
Okay.
Wake Up Dead Man was one of the ones I was the most excited for this year. I'm a huge fan of the other movies. I enjoyed it when I watched it the first time, but maybe I was hoping for a little bit more. But upon every rewatch, I'm liking it more and more. I'm having a great time. It's one of those ones that I get the urge to continue rewatching and like going back to. And for that alone, it's worth a spot on the list. I like the way that every Knives Out is different. They all kind of do different things. And this one ends up feeling a little bit more like a why done it than a who done it. I really like the way... I like the way that like Josh O'Connor is like so at the forefront of this for so much of the movie, to the point that you could probably walk in and be like it feels like Knives Out, but I don't see Benoit Blanc for a while. Like, what's going on?
Yeah, he's in so little of the first 45 minutes that it's a little strange and gives you a different vibe, but not in a way I didn't mind. Or not in a way I minded.
I think
to be
it's
honest,
fantastic.
he could have sat this one out. I kind of like that. I kind of like those 40 minutes were rocking, dude.
They're so good.
They're
but I also
great.
like when he does come in and he becomes that counter, because obviously he's not a religious or spiritual man, and Josh O'Connor's character is a priest, and it's just the way that, despite it all, it's just the way that when like there's these moments where Josh realizes why he's his character, why he realizes he's doing this in the first place, and the people that he realizes he was beginning to be short with out of frustration, and like there's just these like little moments that are really, really nice. I think It's shot beautifully. He took the Netflix money. He did not take the Netflix lenses. So he's doing his thing. It's beautiful. They're doing so much amazing work with like the stained glass. I really do think this is a movie that is like really being used to the best of its abilities, and I'm excited to watch it with my mom over the holidays. So Wake Up Dead Man, one of those ones. The more I thought about it, the more I love it, and here I am.
No, that's a great choice. I keep thinking about it over and over again. All the Knives Out movies are fantastic.
The ensemble cast, they're just so fun. They're easy, but if you want to get more out of them, there's more to be found there. I just love them. This is great.
I think Glass Onion was like a really splashy addition, and it's a lot of fun right out of the gate. But I found myself cooling on that movie in the couple of years since then.
Most people don't like it, and I get why.
I think I feel the opposite with Wake Up Dead Man, where it doesn't grab you the same way that those first two do, but it is dealing with a lot of really interesting ideas, and they're really fun, like elements of craft going on there. I don't know, it's sitting with me really well. I really, really enjoyed this one. It's probably my second favorite in the series, but we'll see how it all shakes out.
Three, for sure.
And
Same.
honestly, like the more time goes on and the more I watch some of these movies, this might go up my list for the year. So I'm glad I made the room for it here.
Well, that's good. I have it as an honorable, but it keeps creeping up as well. This and another comedy we had talked about. They have the Cubs in here, bro. Like, I went to 2 of the 3 games that they showcased.
Was that Ethos?
Along with the murder.
That one. Oh,
it
sorry.
was like an actual Cubs game.
Yeah. They're showing the Cubs game.
Yeah, they're showing the actual. That's when I got this right here. So that's what's so crazy is that I'm watching the game and I know exactly the Jackie Robinson day that I went to. And what's funny is that it was a Good Friday game, Saturday, Sunday, and then on Monday the Pope died, which is hysterical when you think of the context of the movie.
God.
Yeah,
They
no, it's just
planned
beautiful
for that.
stuff, which also connects back to the Cubs because he ended up being a White Sox fan. But whatever. The Wake Up Dead Man scene that lives with me that I feel is going to stay, because again, it's always characters, is that phone call that he takes.
That's what I was talking about. When he's getting frustrated with everything going on around him, and then a moment happens to remind him why he was doing this in the first place.
And it's when he stops the movie and forgets the whole reason why we bought a ticket that I fall in love with these movies the most.
Yes, that's exactly
because he's there
it.
to do what he's there to do.
Yeah.
Which again, like you were saying about the why done it, is that we know this dude comes in and he like damn near solves it already. So you're watching a man who already knows the answer, but he wants to know the why. So he's just observing them. And to me, it gets a little too much towards the end with the reveal with what they're trying to put out there. But that's why I want to catch it again, because I had so much fun with the first half of it.
Yeah.
Josh Brolin is killing it, just
Oh my
messing
God,
with,
they're all
literally
killing
wanking him. And I also think. Pause. I also think Glenn Close, bro, is sneakily incredible in this movie. I think she is fantastic as well.
That's what everybody. Yeah. I'm glad I'm glad I did not listen to anybody. Everybody was like, "Oh, no, we'll just tell you." I'm like, "No," because even Zach was like, "I wish I hadn't listened to people because then I knew what to expect." Or like Chase said it too, and I was like, "That's why you got to do this if you care."
Yeah, it's a good movie.
That Bridget Everett scene that you bring up is such a great move in the middle of the movie, and I think is the kind of thing that separates Rian Johnson from your average filmmaker who might really just stick to the whodunit, really might stick to like the established structure. Rian Johnson is clever enough to know that like a grace note here, a little bit of an extra detail and context here just makes the whole thing.
You know?
Yeah.
It's the whodunit, the mystery, the murder is the backdrop. What is the essence of what's going on here? And that's what they've all been about. And I think that's why some people who like expect the first one to be like a straight up whodunit are a little annoyed. But like that's not, it's looking. They're all looking to do something different, but they all still feel like they're in the same franchise, which is hard to do and really impressive.
We need more mystery movies.
All right, so I think we got a tie between Lurker and Wake Up Dead Man for Amanda's number 10 slot.
Yeah.
All right. I'll give it to you. My number 10, I'm going to go with the latest from Park Chan-wook. It is no other choice. A really excellent comedic dark thriller of sorts about a man who loses his job and will stop at no means to try and get himself more employment. It's a really clever satire of the things that capitalism does to us and how people can only see value in themselves through the labor they provide, so the capital that they create, that a man without a job is a man without meaning in this world. And I think it's so ingenious to kind of put this in the context of this sort of dark drama to give you this like murderous storyline to show the sort of life or stakes nature of work. A lot of times we see these reports about companies that lay off like thousands of people when they go through mergers, and we just look at it as statistics. But this is sort of a cry out there, like these are not just statistics. These are not just random people. These are livelihoods that are getting messed with. And I think it's just so relentlessly clever, as well as incredibly put together. I think some of the cinematography here is some of the best digital cinematography I've ever seen. He's got this really uncanny way where he will do like a zoom, and just the zoom, it like unsettles you, but it also like draws your eye to the right places. There's nothing
iPad
quite
scene?
like it.
Where he's dollying through passing iPods through their bodies. What do you talk? I don't even know what the camera was on. But he's been doing this since Decision to Leave. Like, he's just...
There's lots of filmmakers out there who are still making like incredible stuff in a modern context, but so few of them are doing it against the backdrop of digital technology. And that Park Chan-wook is so unafraid to like put an iPad in the center of the screen, show a character scrolling on their phone in a way that still feels cinematic. Not a lot of people doing it like him right now. There's a part of me that thinks this movie really should be higher up my list. Maybe it is on one of yours.
It is.
I got it at number 10.
I guess we got a 3 for you here. It will be coming up soon as well.
And honestly, mine's probably too low on my list right now. I don't know what to do, guys.
It's a tough call. I think all of us like acknowledge these lists could change a lot in the years to come, because a lot of really good contenders.
True. But
my number 10 is No Other Choice. Art, what you got?
a simple 10. I ain't got no doubles. You guys got to be decisive, all right? I got a clear 10 starting with number 10, and that is Lurker, baby. It has to make the cut.
It does.
This is a movie we saw early on at Sundance, and honestly, there are more well-made movies, right? There's so many international films. This year especially, they're just stacked. It's an overflow of what's going to be nominated and the like. Mm-hmm. But I gotta go with the thing that just sticks with you. It is a fantastic movie, as Amanda was breaking down, of not just celebrity in this day and age and how easy it is to get close to you and to understand your likes and everything, but also the side of obsession, which goes into the song that has been one of the most memorable scenes within the film. We've talked about Ingrid Goes West and a lot of these movies that have also come out of Sundance that have kind of paved the way to it. I Love LA, where it's not just about the influencer, but also the manager. What can they get out of you? It's almost like a sports movie where the coach is pushing the player to see how far they can go. But in this sense, it's obsession of being a fanatic. Well, can you get people to love you in that way?
Yeah, but what I like about it specifically is that like everybody wants to be like, oh, this reminds me of Saltburn or Talented Mr. Ripley. And I'm like, no, those guys had nothing to offer the people that they were obsessed with. They wanted to skinwalk them as much as they wanted to be with them. This is purely a love that becomes useful and tries so hard to make itself invaluable. Like you couldn't lose, like the way, and that's why the movie shakes out the way it does, is like this person actually being so useful to this person's career that they can put aside all of the like absolute literal insanity that happens, which I think is such an interesting approach to the story. Yeah, I think it's handled really smart. It's really sharp, really good music, great casting.
Great casting.
And then you see the other side of like these people that everything becomes so transactional. They're the people that he considers his family are actually just his friends that are around to be yes men, so they don't lose their free ride. So it's just all those like different dynamics and the way your life can just change because of what you do. And it's really well handled.
It's one of the best movies I've seen at articulating that feeling that you get around being someone super successful, whether that's celebrity or just any kind of, success, that there's something about their attention that feels a little bit like the sun is shining on you. And there's something like really intoxicating about being in proximity to it. It's just a really clever, dark movie.
That ladder scene where they all want his attention. Look at what I got. Here's my take of the cover.
Here's
my take of the cover. And
that scene
who can
feels
get
like
daddy's
whiplash.
attention to?
That is whiplash. And he knows he's doing it. There's that moment Matt looks at him and he's smirking a little bit. Like he knows what he's doing. He knows he's pitting those people against each other. And that's because
to see what he can get out of them.
Both what he can get out of them. And it's because it's the only area of his life he actually has control over. Everything else, he's at the whims of the studio. He's at the whims of his fan base. He can't step out of line in certain areas. Like that is the area he exercises control. It's the people in his his life that feel like they need him more than, anything else.
I like when we heard the director, because this is debut, right? Alex Russell.
Yeah.
Alex Russell.
He's
Gonna
worked
have a
on things
whole-
like The Bear and Beef, though, so he's, he's been around.
This is going to be really interesting to see what he follows it up with, or, with all the content out there, what he's going to do next, because we're mentioning all these movies that we feel it's very similar to, but I can't wait to talk about the next pair of movies and talk about how it's like, it's like Lurker. What is Lurker gonna be referenced to in terms of other movies later? But I got it at number 10. Definitely one that stuck with me throughout the entire year.
Excellent pick. Let's go back to Amanda for your number 9.
My number 9, I'm going to go with 2 pieces of American history and key moments of American history. So the central one here that my actual number 9 is probably Train Dreams. But first we're going to go with warfare. It's a very different side of American life, Americana. I'm kind of joking, but it is true. I know it's kind of like people have a lot of mixed feelings about it, very similar to Civil War, but I just really appreciate that at the end of the day, everything that they do in that movie is just essentially futile and useless, which is just such a perfect example of so much of what those wars end up being, what all wars end up being. But it's like, so for like the 2 hours you're locked in here, it's the most intense, crazy, brutal moments you can ever imagine, but they are no further ahead than they were at the beginning of it. It's not like one of those like heroic war movies like Saving Private Ryan or something where you feel like there's a mission that's happening and by the end you get there. It just becomes like, what are we even doing? So I really like it. And then kind of going back quite differently technically is Train Dreams, which is another just a view of like Americana kind of over a span, like what spans over a life. It is beautiful. It is tragic. It is gut-wrenching. It kind of really encapsulates a period of time where you start in a time that seems so disconnected from now, and then by the end you're somewhere where there's like movie theaters and indoor electricity and things that he didn't have at the beginning of the movie, and just these weird experiences that I'm sure he couldn't imagine that even now feel disconnected for how much advancements happened since that period of time. It's just such a well lived in movie. Joel Edgerton is incredible in this movie. He gets these like the sad eyes so good. It's based off of a short story by Dennis Johnson, not Don Johnson, Dennis Johnson.
Damn, Don Johnson, I would have read that.
I had a moment. I was like, it's not Don. And I found that reading the short story after really made me appreciate parts of the story more, where there's this whole idea that he does something early in the movie, or he's a part of something that happens early in the movie, and then he thinks he's cursed because of that thing. And then a lot of the events of his life play out as if that would have been the case. But then it's just kind of realizing that this is just the scope of a life. And sometimes you'll have tragedies. Sometimes the worst things are going to happen to you. But there's still beauty to be found the longer you go along. It's really beautiful. So, number 9, Train Dreams.
This is sort of the unspoken emotional burden carried by able-bodied American men pair here.
Yeah.
Loggers and soldiers being put to the grip mill. Yeah.
I think it tracks.
Obviously. It's so obvious I shouldn't even have said it.
I know,
But you can't just take these letterbox lists. They're already popular, Amanda.
You can't. I'm so sorry. But like, I don't know, we got a beard and a mustache. We got a beard and a mustache. Like they're the same movie, guy.
Yeah.
She put on Warfare. She goes, this isn't the other one.
It took 10 minutes to realize, but my God, it's not the same movie.
We'll probably be talking about at least one of these a bit later, but
I'm assuming
a pair of very notable movies from this year that I think we've talked a lot about on Intercut this year.
So that was Amanda's number 17 in total. We're going back to Zach's number.
Yeah. My number 9, because I know how to make a top 10.
Sorry. He started it after like 7 years. I finally cracked, and I'm getting on board with our
influential Intercut coming in.
I can't help it. I cracked.
I have the Baltimorons at number 9 on my list.
Ooh, hell
a little higher, baby.
This movie just won my heart.
Beautiful.
I think it's a really sweet film that is, in a lot of ways, about people showing you the depths of their character, right? That some people who might be a little bit cranky on the surface or obnoxious on the surface or not necessarily like the most cleanly presentable people have these like depths of beauty to them and these charm, and the ability to have these connections. And Baltimorons is just so sweet, so funny. The story of this man who on Christmas Eve needs emergency dental surgery and then ends up on a misadventure around the city of Baltimore with his dentist. I found it to be just so lovely. It's one of those movies where I watched it once and I felt such a deep connection to it. I laughed, I cried, I really felt all the things that you want to feel in a movie like that. And then I was like scared to go back to it because I didn't want to ruin how good that felt. But thankfully, even on a rewatch, it still has that power. It still is really charming. A lot of that thanks to Michael Strassner, who was kind enough to talk to me on this show about his work both starring and writing this movie. It's excellent stuff. I really loved Baltimorons. I think I saw somebody say it, but it does feel kind of like this year's Holdovers in the warm blanket Christmas era movie that is going to be a nice warm cup of hot chocolate over the holidays for people. So I like that movie a lot.
I had called it that. People didn't believe me. Then they saw it and they said, yes, it is. I have a little bit higher.
Nice.
He's got me excited for his Sundance movie, which I would have never said, yeah, give me that mumblecore Sundance from these boys.
J.D.
He's doing the same thing again, it seems, taking the guy's story and bringing it back. So
nice.
I'll be covering it a little bit higher.
Nice.
Very cool. What do you have at number 9 then?
Like I told you, I am keeping it singles all the way around. I know I have tarnished Amanda's twofers over here, but for the record, I've only ever done like one tie. My girl here is coming in with 17 off the bat. So let me level it out here. I got one, but I'm going to have to go on a journey here because international films this year have been completely stacked. I don't know if y'all have, it was just an accident, but that is one that's just been demolishing.
It's not officially out yet, I don't think, is it?
It came out in theaters. It is. It came out in theaters.
Okay.
Because I have one
I'm
here.
pretending I didn't hear you.
I know that's going to be one. If Zach's got it, I'll move on to The Secret Agent, which I know you two weren't as fond of, but I thought was a very interesting story.
I liked it a lot. I thought it was the way they tell it's really interesting.
And his performance as well is one that I think is one of the standouts. And I'm a little worried because he's not my favorite, but I can see him stealing it. But Secret Agent, definitely one that, as lengthy as it is worth catching it for how sprawling of an epic. We talked about earlier in the year, All That's Left of You. Zach had asked me on the spot, what's going to get an Oscar? Guess what got shortlisted?
Did it?
All That's Left of You.
When is that even coming out?
It played here
January 6th. It got a small awards qualifying run, but it's not technically out until the 6th.
I also literally tried to look that up, and I was like, doesn't look like it's coming out in time.
Jordan's submission to the Oscars, I think?
Yeah, no, that makes sense. That's the thing. These are all movies I know were submitted, so I knew they technically counted for this year, but I was like, I just didn't.
I do have one because All That's Left of You, the voice of Hind Rajab, those did play. They had their theatrical run. There is one that I would try to fit in here. It's called Palestine 36.
Oh, yeah.
But I am listening to the rules. I'm keeping it to 10. I'm not cheating this year. And I'm also keeping it to the rules of when it comes out. And Palestine 36 is the only one that does not have a screening.
But it will before Christmas. I know, well, at least the Lightbox is playing it before. Well, no, the Lightbox is playing it on Boxing Day. Lightbox is literally like for like a week straight is all of these international movies. If they exist in 70 millimeter, they're playing them. If they exist in 35, they're playing them that way. Like, they're going crazy.
Have it coming out in Chicago until another little movie called Nirvana. So if I can't add Nirvana, I sadly cannot add this one, but I can mention it here. Yeah. Alongside with my final two rapper here, Solomaine's Story, a little underrated one from Cannes last year that finally got its release.
Okay.
And while it's not my number 9, I'm being nice to Zach. He wants a nice list. I'm gonna keep it 10. So let me just take this little tangent right here because last night I decided to watch a little movie that people have said is very good and you need to see in a theater. But again, it is out. And Zach ain't giving me the time to see Surat in a theater because that don't come out till next year here in Chicago. So luckily, we were blessed enough to get a screener. Yo! Yeah. What the hell?
I'm never watching that movie again in my life.
When it happened?
I can't remember the last time a movie punched me in the face like that.
Literally, I was sitting there watching it, and then I was like, Tiff, and I'm like looking around being like, I'm sorry, are we not all seeing the same thing?
The thing that you missed out by watching it as a screener and not going to the cinema is the literal screams that were coming from around me. People reacted like somebody in the theater had been shot.
Yeah.
Because you think one horrible thing is going to happen, and then it's worse.
There was one movie I knew I had to watch till the end, and I've been waiting for it. It's sold out at Chicago. They did not have other screenings for it. I had to do my due diligence for the podcast, saw it as a screener, and when you see a movie at home and it still makes you want to see it in theater, that speaks a lot. I cannot put it on here because it's way too fresh. I made sure both of you were knocked out. I logged on to the account at like 1 o'clock in the morning, stayed
fair.
up to watch this rave bit. And it's going to be difficult because a lot of it is like, I can see where our boy Carson liked that. I mean, my man will watch just people vibing
Yeah, I know,
for a
he
while.
loves that. He
if
loves
the
it.
punches like spiked and stuff. So I was like, okay, I'm feeling it. It's late at night. You know, I'm a little wonky with it. But there are elements in this that are going to stick with you. See that? The last honorable mention right here. Unbelievable movie. Wish I caught it in a theater, but I could have not made a mention. I can't skip another movie another year for these top 10. So with all of those said, Zach had it right. It's no other choice. Out of all of them, it's no other choice.
Mine's higher.
That's good because I only have one international film that I did not include in this montage. But
Yeah,
that'll be
because it's
coming
going to
up.
be higher on your list, yeah.
Out of everything that I mentioned here, we got to wrap it at number 9 with no other choice because everything that Zach said, this dude's cinematography, this dude's acting. It's a mainstream consumerist, capitalist movie that is dropping on Christmas Day against Marty, and I keep forgetting, like, what a bat. Like, what is it going to be Anaconda to come out of nowhere? Like, Neon, I think, is stacked. Everything
Yeah.
that I mentioned is neon. Surat is neon.
Yeah,
Secret
pretty
Agent
well.
is neon. It was just an accident is neon. They don't-
Suleiman's Story might be the only one of those that isn't neon.
yeah, and the Palestinian movies, because they all said, we're not going to neon. We're going to Watermelon
Yeah.
Pictures.
Yeah.
No Other Choice is the best thing. Second best thing Neon has out. The next one will be coming up. But
Fair.
this is probably the one I could recommend to anybody. Is Secret Agent going to be too long for you? Maybe. Is all that's left of you and all of these really deep stories maybe a little too much? Perhaps. This one story where a guy's got to take out everybody who's his competition? Oh, that sounds great. I feel like it's the one movie everyone's going to connect to in this day and age. It's so generic to call it a version of like an updated Parasite, but to a degree, it feels like
it's
a gig economy.
Yeah,
Parasite,
it feels,
damn near.
yeah, but it also feels so different than Parasite to me.
I think the movie that it makes me think of, and I think it's better than this movie, to be clear,
American
is The
Factory.
Menu. And if it was in English, it might have
It has
that
similarities,
kind
for
of
sure.
catchiness with people. Like, it's not like Opus or all these other movies that are sort of aping The Menu style, but in terms of like taking sort of a very modern political issue and turning it into a piece of mainstream entertainment, I think No Other Choice is really elite.
The
Yeah.
trailer was playing, and it's the scene where he takes off the gloves for the gun. Why is that so cool? Like, why is it so cool?
It's so cool. Because the man knows
It's
how to shoot a
Sicario
movie.
level side stuff,
He
bro.
knows
Yeah.
how to shoot a movie.
Yeah, no, all the actors in here. One of the best Netflix jokes to come out of all of the other Netflix shows
Yeah,
we'll be mentioning here that came in from movies, not from Netflix, but I mean, the
Yeah.
dude's always got it, just like Decision to Leave,
Yep.
which I think I might still put Decision to Leave higher, but I think I would recommend this one faster for more general
Yeah.
audiences, if that makes
Yeah,
sense.
hear you.
again, the issue with this one, I can't think of what I would cut or change, but I do think it might. There's a way to probably tighten up this movie so that it is just
Could
like
be.
nonstop, so like perfect. But yeah, I don't have any direct thing that I can think of that I would change. But yeah, it's fantastic.
And I want to watch it again because you don't realize like fully what he's about to execute or how he's going to connect things until after the fact. So I'm curious how this will replay, but it's also really
It
funny.
replays
which you don't
fantastic. It's so
dude.
funny.
Like he's hysterical. So
Yeah.
another one where I know we're going Secret Agent, and that's what everyone's pushing. But I would have loved to see him.
Yeah,
get a
I don't know
little bit more
why
love
this
in
isn't
acting.
getting as much love. Why?
Especially it won the International People's Choice Award at TIFF. The first year that they did that, and,
Yeah.
and it was in the top 3 for People's Choice as well. People
Yeah.
are digging this movie. I just maybe it's the release date's too late. They're not showing it to enough people. I don't know.
think it's because Secret Agent came out so strong earlier that everybody's just decided that, or
And
I
it's
don't know,
Brazil,
somebody's
yeah. Brazil's got a
it's
huge
also
push.
Brazil. Brazil, that's true. You can't fight Brazil. You can't
but
fight
I'll also
Brazil.
be curious to see
Unless you-
once the Oscar nominations shake out,
Yeah.
if all 5 international films will be Cannes debuts, because it feels a
That'll be
lot like
interesting,
those
yeah.
movies
That would be
that start at
interesting.
Cannes and build their momentum
They-
early,
Yeah.
stay in the conversation.
Get picked up by Neon and they take it all the way.
Yeah.
Because again, other than
True.
Sirat, the Oscars did a couple of shortlists. Sirat surprised and came out in a lot more than people expected. Sound and a bunch of other things. I did not have Sirat as the front runner. I had
Me neither.
No Other Choice, Secret Agent, and
All
the
that's
one we'll
left,
eventually
yeah.
be talking
Yeah, we'll
about.
talk about.
But yeah, Sirat's coming out of nowhere. No Other Choice. We're always worried because we discuss what do they do in terms of Neon's got to push all these movies. Which will it push more? And Neon has been in our discussions before about them not pushing a movie in order
to
to
make
push
the
another
other
movie.
one get higher. Yeah.
So
It's rough, man.
As far as here, I'm Meaner Than Neon, and for Zach, none of those international movies count. I'm going No Other Choice at number 9. Please watch it on Christmas Day, along with another one that we'll be talking about.
Yes, yes.
Excellent
Anaconda.
pick. Amanda, what do you got at number 8?
I've got another one. It's about two movies here. People who've experienced. It's people who've experienced like some traumatic events and the way their lives have shaked out and them processing it finally years later. We're gonna start with the one that is the tag on. That I'm sure is going to be way higher on your guys' list. I do need time to rewatch this, and I think it would be solidified somewhere higher on my list. But Sentimental Value.
That's what we're talking about.
The latest Joachim Trier movie with Renate Reinsve, who we love here as well. It's a really good movie. It's basically Stellan Skarsgård is her dad. He's making a movie that is largely based on that traumatic event that happened in their lives, and he wants her to play the main character, which would obviously be very difficult to her for a variety of reasons. Yeah. And it's the process that he kind of goes to get her to do it. But then also just how like the family processes things, because there's like a sister and the way that like her life has moved on in some ways, and the way that
Nora then
kind of feeling stunted in certain ways in her life because of things that have happened. So it's a really beautiful movie. Me and Chase were both watching this knowing we had to run out to make it to our midnight screening of Nirvana, the band, the show, the movie, which would be on this list so fast if it was officially out. It doesn't officially come out till February.
Zach sent a letter to all of us here on Intercut, and he said no Nirvana,
no including it.
Yeah.
2026 release.
He sent us the poster in the back, and he said, you do not get this poster. This poster will self-destruct if you mention it in the top 10.
Exactly.
It shouldn't even be up here right now, for being honest.
Get it down. It doesn't exist. It's not real yet. But
yeah, you have time before Amanda gets to her top 10. She's at 15 right now. Take it down.
But I still believe that I would have ended the movie earlier than it ends, even knowing I was in a rush.
One thing we disagree on,
that's the
but
one
as
thing
long
we
as we both
agree
have it
on.
in top 10, that's all that matters.
Yeah, but
did you see the interview with the Skarsgårds? It's Papa Skarsgård and him. Unbelievable. It is Sentimental Value in an interview format. The way that they lie to each other. Like, this movie almost feels like the director wrote it for Stellan to be like, I know what you and your kids.
I believe
it
that.
makes the movie better.
It does. It does.
Zach, you got it on?
I actually don't have Sentimental in my top 10. I just rewatched it.
I gotta rewatch it.
I liked it a lot more on the rewatch too, because it's a really deeply felt movie. It's
I'm like
a really
halfway through a
beautifully
rewatch. I'm
articulated
halfway through
movie.
a rewatch.
Hey, do a double, bro.
I just have, But then here's my double up. My double up is, another one we saw really early in the year that probably should be higher on the list. Sorry, baby. This is something that happens to somebody in her life, and it's not until like years later that she really starts to process how bad it was and how it did stunt her life going forward so much. And it's the people around her helping her process it. With these kind little moments, much more singularly focused versus Sentimental Value, that you get a lot of like kind of shared focus between the dad and the daughter. And then, of course, when Elle Fanning comes in, she has her own side of things as well. Kind of feels like she's a little collateral damage here. But Sorry Baby is just such a... Again, it's a really good year for strong debuts, like first movie, people's opening. But her in particular, like mostly what people knew her for was being really funny on Twitter. So the fact that she comes out with this movie that is like so heartbreaking, gut-wrenching, honest, something that people who have experienced what happened to her in this movie could watch without running the risk of being re-traumatized, because that's something she specifically took care for. But then that scene almost ends up feeling more gut-punchy for that, like when you realize what's happening. It's just beautiful, and it's also so funny. It's so funny too.
Because it's caring. That's like the big part of it. It's not just the trauma dumping that's like happening to her. It's the support around her and all of these
support around her. And
this
the
cast
cat
that comes around her to really like, and the cat bro.
Nothing happens to the cat.
Bro, I am a dog person. It's not like I am
I'm a cat
running
person.
the other way on cats, but damn, bro.
Damn that cat.
They're usually like a cheat
I got
code.
a cat.
When this cat came out, I was like, yo, I am feeling everything that these fools feel every time a cheat code cat comes out on screen. It is not a cheat code cat. That cat is incredible. Yeah, no, really good stuff there.
Yeah.
But again, just support in everything from a human to a sandwich. Anything to just show you where you can find comfort. And after something as distraught.
And the validation of her being like, I think she was like, it was like 3 years ago, and he was like, that's not really that much time.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's so validating.
The editing is really good in
Yes.
making you feel how you can be stuck in one place, but time is still moving, but you aren't.
You aren't, yeah.
It's-
Even though
it's
it seems like you're
it's a big honorable
succeeding.
mention, yeah.
Yeah, it's fantastic. So I'm happy that it's stood the test of the year.
Writer, director, and star.
Yeah, writer, director, and star. This is a big year for that.
Sorry Baby is my number 8 as well.
Nice. Oh, that
is-
dropped from your number 1.
Yeah, it did drop a bit.
That's fair. It's a
I
strong
I
year.
shuffled some of the Sundance movies. It is just as you've said, like a really beautifully put together work through all of these issues. I mean, obviously Ava Victor has proven that they're a very talented comedian, but I was just really not. I was excited for this movie, as you know, one of the few people I feel like at Sundance who had heard of Ava Victor, but I was not prepared for just how deeply felt it would be, how emotional it would make me, how beautifully articulated so many of these ideas are, this sort of emotional stasis that Ava Victor's character is dealing with in the aftermath of this. And I love that point you make about the editing, because it really does
Very good.
allow you to feel like you're stuck in time with this character, and that you're also like a bit lost between how to move forward, because you don't really move forward, you just learn to keep moving. I think it's just one of the most like precious movies we got this year. Like I'm okay hearing a lot of negative things about a lot of movies, but it just like hurts my soul a little bit when I heard your negative things about this one.
Because it doesn't deserve
it's
any.
too sweet for that. It's too good for that. Yeah.
If the
I
movie
really
can
love
make
Sorry
me
Baby.
like, was my boy? Not my boy?
Oh,
Lucas Hedges?
Hedges.
Oh, if it makes me
I almost-
even be
And
like,
then
he's
he ruined
decent.
it in the Q&A. Then he
'Cause I'm
ruined it in
telling
the
you,
Q&A. and
He
I
should
was
not
like,
be liked.
I will send you a Cameron Winter music video, because Lucas Hedges is like dancing his ass off in it. I figured maybe that'll get you on your side.
No, thank you. No, thank you. You don't want to tie it with Peter Hoosier, Zach?
Imagine
maybe
my
I'll tie it with
surprise when
Sentimental,
everyone says that's an
like
amazing
Amanda.
movie. I haven't seen it yet, but we came out of Sundance and Art was like, this is the worst experience of my life. And now everybody's like pushing it. I'm like, what happened? Where's the
acting is great.
disconnect?
The acting is
Okay.
fantastic. If I want to see a picture come to life, for sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair.
Not our taste, not showing up on our year-end list. Showing up on others' year-end lists, but we've got Sorry Baby. And Amanda had Sentimental Value at
did.
number 8. Another good movie. I have that in my honorable mentions.
I'm really
pretty
messing
high.
with Zach's list here this year. I'm sorry. I have no regrets.
I thought like one double.
No, man. It's
Boom,
all
boom, boom,
except
boom, boom, boom.
3. It's all except. I'm sorry, but you literally caveat every single one you do with like 10 movies.
Of course. But he's not putting it on the list. We're
No,
going to have
he's-
4 lists.
Yeah,
Zach's,
those
Art's,
just go on the letterbox list.
We're going to have Amanda Jedi 2.
Yeah.
Do it.
It's going to be just a whole carousel on Instagram instead
Hey.
of the one clean
Hey.
image that I like.
I'm for it. I don't care, Amanda. High five. The more movies, the better. I got weapons, baby. Weapons.
Ooh.
This is
Higher
a
on
movie
mine.
that I know. Okay, then let me just build it up really quick right here.
Go for it.
Weapons is a movie that I think perfectly encaptures art house, comedy, and horror. Beautiful. Excellent. I think that there's a lot more going to it. This, to me, is the version of Long Legs that everyone was hyping up and then they felt there was nothing there. This has all of that. It has an internal thing from the director that you can then take and make your own, but the iconography, the fact that I have seen like football memes is someone running away with the ball and peacocks tweeting stuff out like that. The fact that it's become iconic already at
Yeah.
2:17 a.m. Everybody left. Like that already
Yeah.
alone is really
Yeah.
cool. I'm curious to see what to build on it. I'm a little iffy on what they're going to do with a prequel series. I don't really care
Yeah.
about that
I know,
too
right?
much.
But I trust him.
Hey, and I like seeing the nominations there too for her because I do think she's Zach and I have this thing where we would probably consider her a little less than a supporting and more of a guest. But again, he's on his I wouldn't call it Fincher. He's on his PTA run. Where PTA's movie this year, you also don't know who the hell's supporting
yeah.
a lead, who's a guest.
True.
He took a lot of Magnolia from him, and I think that's
Yeah.
what makes it so interesting to take elements from other genres and apply it to a horror movie that you're trying to sell. I think it's better than Barbarian.
Yep.
While I think more people like Barbarian, but
No, I
makes
don't
me
know
really
anymore,
excited.
actually. No, I don't think so.
Think
I
people
think
are-
Weapons is, I think Weapons
It's
is higher
bigger for
now.
sure. For sure.
But I do think people like
100%.
it more overall. I think the ending, at least, people are like the ending of Weapons more than they like the ending of Barbarian.
I love the ending of Weapons.
I like them
feel
both,
like
if you can.
the like real horror sickos still cape for Barbarian, but Weapons has had a breakthrough that like lots of people are really vibing with it.
Oscar talk. That's crazy.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Exactly. And,
I think,
speaking of movies that felt like theater going events this year, Weapons was absolutely one of those.
Oh,
Yes.
the scissor scene? When you were talking, I didn't get to have the see that one, but the scissor scene is one that's going to live with me. Everybody.
Yeah.
Well, what are we
It's
even
so
yelling at?
good.
What are we scared about? And it's beautiful because they're like going, it's a laugh scare, and those are the best ones. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't have Weapons on my list. You both have
It's
it higher than me.
mine.
But like that's a movie that
culture.
just it has all the pieces, right? Like it's doing all the things that you need to be iconic, to stand out, to feel like a completely unique thing while still being accessible. I don't know. There's a lot to praise about Zach Cregger's latest. So that's a solid pick. We'll be hearing a little bit more about it in a little. But I think we are back to Amanda for your number 7.
I think so. I'm so sorry to do this to you again, Zach.
It's okay. I've mentally changed what the graphic's going to be anyway.
Y'all have taken what I used to do.
Bastardized it.
You know what? No, that's not true. I think these
have a
go
three-way.
together well, actually. I think they go together well. This is
Okay.
kind of like very conspiracy-brained movies and like whether or not someone's right or someone's wrong. So I'm going to start with Eddington. Eddington was a pretty unpopular movie, but I really liked it as someone who was not a fan of Beau's Afraid very much. I really like this one. And I think this is another one that kind of falls under the Alex Garland, people not meeting it where it is and expecting it to be something different.
Amen.
I think if you look into what this is supposed to be and then kind of engage with it that way, maybe you'll like it a little bit more. If you don't like it, that's also fine. But I love this dynamic of it's... As again, maybe it's too soon. I think maybe people wanted either like a very definitive answer, but I think the whole point is that like Ari Aster does not know what the answer is. No one knows what the answer is to what's happening in our life in this whole world in the last 5 years. We don't have an answer. There might never be an answer, and we're just spiraling out from here for eternity, and we're never going to be able to get to the point to like fix it, you know?
It's funny you mentioned that for like you're saying warfare. What is it saying? It better say that the military is bad and civil war. It's not picking a side. Even Oba. What side is it saying? Everyone's not reviewing the movie, but reviewing their own political leanings or thoughts. And what's crazy is that the only movie that didn't divide audiences and fully had everyone going, absolutely not, this is too vague, was Bigelow's.
Oh, yeah.
That's the one where everyone agreed, no.
House of Dynamite? Nah.
Yeah, House of Dynamite. No.
Leave Chicago alone.
You know?
Bears get hot for one little minute, and now they want to nuke us.
Yeah, I just, I really appreciate what it was going for. And then again, you have the whole thing with the data centers, which is just like, that's the hidden thing. It's right there. It's the thing that's really causing the biggest problems in these small towns. They're all busy squabbling over things that we're never going to resolve. And then they're just right one step around the corner from being destroyed. And that ties in to my other conspiracy brain movie, Bugonia, which I just liked a lot. Again, as someone who has kind of like, I didn't love Poor Things, but I did really like Kinds of Kindness. Bugonia definitely feels like it fits more in the Kind of Kindness world.
Okay,
so,
interesting.
Not fully, but like just more modern. Obviously, it's just more modern.
No,
it's
I don't disagree with you.
Yeah, modern, grounded in reality. You're getting some of the best performances out of two of our greatest actors, with Emma Stone and Jesse Plemons, and then you've got this new kid,
the cousin. Yeah.
They just plucked him out of a high school. Like he auditioned because they were specifically looking for someone who's neurodivergent. That's crazy. Self-describes as autistic. So it's like he does have autism, but some people he doesn't like being called neurodivergent is what I'm getting at. And he's fantastic. And he ad-libbed the line of, "Can I go to the bathroom?" Like that was, so like there's
really needed to go.
Yeah. No, he ad-libbed. He didn't actually have to go, but it was just he thought it would be funny.
When they're exercising, he goes, "I'm sorry, you look funny." Well, I'll let you do it. Yeah, I look funny too.
Funny too, it's good. There's really good dynamic. And I just like what it's going for. Again, very similar to Eddington, where it's like people being left behind in parts of society because of just the state where we're at, and people falling through the cracks, and what that can build to when it's left unchecked, and when the world has genuinely fucked you over in certain ways. But when you're already kind of starting at you're not 100%, and then things start screwing you over, it's easy to spiral into these crazy thoughts. And then what I I'm not going to spoil it, but I do like that the way that he's engaging with it technically makes things worse. So big fan. I really enjoyed Bugonia a lot. So I think those actually work really well together as just kind of like a modern sociological look at where we are as a society in the West and probably the rest of the world, but like very specifically America and the West.
Don't let the conspiracies get to your head. That's really what it is. It's what happens.
Yeah, but also it's like, but also having to accept that some of it is real. Like some of it, like
exactly. That as much as you don't like him, damn, he's making a.
There's 25% of everything that is grounded in reality. It's just what you do with it. It's how much you build it out from there. It's when you have something that's B and then you take it to Z in 2 seconds. That's not the answer. But also ignoring that B is a thing is also not the answer. So I think it's interesting, and I understand why it makes some people feel uncomfortable because they think it could be dangerous. But that's just a matter of like, we just got to encourage people to engage with things in smarter ways, you know? So
that's it, not
just where I'm at.
Repel yourself from it, but Bugonia was very close in making mine, and I chose to not cheap it. Oh, it is right there on the butt of 10. I love Bugonia.
Good. It's me too,
I love
man.
Bugonia.
It's so good.
I think Poor Things did make my top 10, and
it made most people's. That's a me problem.
Yeah. I had it above Kinds of Kindness, which I also really liked as well. I think he's been on a run with the last three for sure.
Because Poor Things is a thing. I'm like, that's a me thing. That's not a bad movie. That's just I don't like it. You know, that's a me thing.
So I have Bugonia really right there, and it's the performances that made me consider almost doing a tie or something, because I'm really rooting for Jesse to get it. I'm really rooting for Jesse.
Fuck you, Art.
I don't get this. I do ties, y'all yell at me. I finally listen. Now y'all do.
Because now you're making fun of me for doing it. Now you're coming at me as if
I'm pro it. I love how we went double. We should have just done 20.
Going back to
7.5.
A clean 7. I've got Friendship on here, which we've all talked about before. I don't need to belabor it too much, but it's a new Tim Robinson comedy that gets at the awkwardness and the uncomfortable nature of an interaction with Tim Robinson. I think it's just so funny in the way that it diagnoses a certain kind of guy who can't take a hint.
Yeah.
And which most of his comedy does, but this particularly does really, really well.
She's in the sewer.
I would have saved her.
So many bits, so many good bits. All my clothes come from Ocean View Dining.
That's most of my clothing.
Yeah, it's just great flashes? Stuff. Friendship, my number 7. We'll talk about it more in a little bit.
Cool.
Let's go back to Art for his number 7.
I almost left this one out because I wasn't including December. I had seen no other choice earlier. Marty Supreme. December 25th. So as we're recording this, people are still anticipating it. People have seen it multiple times. People are really excited. I have gone to my 17th Regal and I still can't find the ping pong balls. There she goes. But I can't see it, bro. I can't see it, dude.
It's a white one.
It's blending in.
I want an orange one.
Put it on the orange beanie.
So this is, so that's why Schwepp.
There
that's
we
why I'm
go.
wearing the
There
orange
we go.
baby. That's why I'm wearing orange. Schwepp.
Does it say Schwepp?
No.
Where's the Schwepp?
But it's Schwepp.
Damn, I thought it said Schwepp.
Schwepp is orange. No, but no. Elevation Pictures gave me their
did you find
Elevation. Oh my God, I need that box. That was the one thing. It was on their desk, and I wanted to be like, "Can I have it?" But that felt rude. But they had Elevation. It's ping pong balls. It's his box of ping pong balls.
The whole set.
There you go. He's got an orange
Marty
one.
Supreme balls.
Yeah, he can't. Yeah, I need an orange one.
Professionally made orange spheres, bro. Never wear black again. That's why I'm not wearing black.
I've got Marty Supreme ping pong paddles now. They say Marty Supreme on one side. They say Dream Big on the other.
Did you see the golf?
The what?
Tyler, the Creator's clothing brand is golf. He's in the movie. They just dropped the Golf by Marty Supreme collection. Go check it out.
What?
Yeah, it's steep, but go check it out. The hat, clean. Super clean.
Yeah, like, I think the jackets are cool. I don't know if I think they're like $200 cool.
Absolutely not.
Are they for sale yet?
Oh, they're sold out.
You look like you're just short a couple Dragon Balls, my G.
It's like pretty well, though.
I got a couple more in here.
Damn. Yeah, we talked about it so much. There's not too much to say other than to hype people up on a performance that I think is going to be fascinating to see on this Oscar campaign between the youngin and the person he got advice from, which is Leonardo DiCaprio. Leonardo clears, just so we're clear here. I don't think it's nowhere close to any performance here. For the record, I love Timmy. I still have Bugonia over him. I have Secret Agent over him in terms of performances. But there's one thing that Timmy's got, and that's the culture. It's just the attention of everybody, and it's that whippersnapper energy that he has throughout the entire movie. Can you make it? Are you willing to do anything possible to get there? I think it's so dynamically shot. I think it shows you which one of the brothers has got that juice. And for the record, it's saying this because I love the other brother too. I
Yeah.
think
Yeah.
they're doing a little better work. It feels wrong because they're still new, but I'm enjoying their split more than the Coens right now. But that's too new to say,
Yeah.
right?
But I also
I'd agree.
appreciate
For the
with the weaker Coens doing the stories I like more, the ideas I like more there. But
Who's
yeah.
Who's the weaker Coen?
Who's making lesbians movies that I have to say, that's your answer.
Yeah, I don't
okay?
really like this, but they did give me Aubrey Plaza with Margaret Qualley, so
Here is my, what was the card from the beginning? Here is my LGBT American Express card. I will be purchasing 2 more tickets. I got to go Marty Supreme. There you go.
There you go.
It has been spoken. Marty Supreme, it's enthralling. It's enjoyable. It's rough. It's messy. It's all of those different things. It's got a great score. It's got some of the best casting. I think that is one of the big things that I want to pick up. I think Odessa is a standout, and I'm very curious to see how this plays and how big it could be for Christmas Day. But I have to include it here. And with my theories on how all of the characters interact with each other, it may go a little bit up, but from this point forward, everything's solidified, so it's a little difficult. Marty Supreme and up, we're talking nothing but hits. Number 7 for me for right now.
Nice.
even if I didn't really love Marty Supreme, I would be rooting like hell for it to do well at the box office because of all the clever marketing that Chalamet and his team are doing. Like, this is a beacon of hope for American cinema, and if we can push this one into a real box office contender, that would be a really good thing, I think.
You got
Yeah.
the SD
Really
Kid
good.
collab, bro. So it's
Yeah,
all
it's
coming
true.
full circle. Y'all got it higher?
Yeah, it's higher. Mine's higher.
Higher for me.
Beautiful. Okay.
You almost had me when you said that a certain international movie was already out, but I'm going to leave it at one. It's No Other Choice.
What was the other international?
All That's Left of You. That was the one I was
for
like,
territories. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
just for,
So
like, foreign films,
So that's
but-
all three. No other choice then.
yeah. All of us have no other choice. Again, what we already said, I think it's really strong. I love that it both feels like it's so relevant to culture all around the world, but then also has like the very like Korean side of things. Like, I'm sorry, when you get fired in North America, you don't get brought in the next day to go through like emotional training to make sure you handle it. They're doing like the EMDR taps, which is like a new therapy thing that's like supposed to jumpstart your brain out of like things.
The Cynthia Erivo meme.
You know, yeah, we wouldn't have that here, but
Get your
everything
box
else.
and get out of here, bro. Yeah, they don't care.
Yeah.
Exactly, they don't care.
Here's the link to the URL.
But
Get to
but in
work.
the same ways, they don't actually care there. It's just something they're doing, so they don't have to feel
The
as bad. At
facade
the end
of
of the
it,
day,
yeah.
it's
Yeah,
still
they're
the
still
same.
cutting you out.
Yeah, if technically all you're doing is that's one less day they have to go look for another job because they have to be here. Otherwise, I don't know. But I think it's really good. I love the whole idea of it's like not being able to take your own advice. Like, you're arguing with someone being like, she's telling you you could have had a good life, you could have done this. And then to him, it's all like, why don't you do this? And it's like, because I am a paper man, you know, like it's like Michael Scott and him are like, you know, I think it's really good. I rewatched it and I like it more than the first time I saw it. It could probably still be cleaned up a little bit, and that might be what's preventing it from going like even higher. But I love that we are just kind of giving these like excellent directors the chance to do whatever they feel is right.
139.
What
a
they
little
want.
steep, but he was
It's
having
not
fun
bad.
with
It's
it, I guess.
good. It was good. And I love the world. It could have worked really well as a miniseries too, just like every
That too.
episode being like a different
different
thing.
person, for sure.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
So I really liked it. Fantastic performances. I think we're just all big fans of Park Chan-wook here. So it's great to see him cooking again. Had a great time with this one.
Out of the WGA, so I can't wait to see what he cooks up next. Some crazy stuff.
Yeah, for real.
My number 6 is the latest Jafar Panahi. It was just an accident. This is a movie that won at Cannes, and I think some people were a bit surprised when the lineup was as stacked as this year's Cannes lineup was. But now that I've had a chance to catch up with all those movies, this is the one that is really, really sticking with me. A truly haunting tale of revenge and the futility of trying to seek that kind of violent redemption. I think it's just like an awesome ethical quandary movie, like the kind of what would you do in this scenario movie, where you kind of understand where all the characters are coming from, even if you don't really get or believe in the paths they're choosing. But it's so suspenseful and funny and dramatic and dire by the end. I think it's just a really, really complex, haunting film with one of the most with one of the strongest endings I've seen out of any movie this year. It's just really stuck with me, and I think it's a movie that is asking all the right questions for the period we find ourselves in international politics right now, where there's a lot of people arguing over the sins of the past to justify the sins of the present, and it leads us really nowhere. And I think it's clear through drama like this, just the lasting impact of those types of decisions. So it's for a movie that's really just gotten under my skin that way. I got to put It Was Just an Accident number 6 on my list.
Also kind of similar to, not fully, but like that idea with Bugonia of like, is this actually happening? Is this a real thing? Is this person crazy? Like, where are we? Because like so much of that movie is like, is this person actually the person they think it is? Not only that,
but it's similar to Bugonia in the like, what do I do with all this hurt?
Yeah,
and what do I do when I know who's responsible for causing it?
Yeah,
right.
That's exactly it.
So lots of movies of people interrogating ideas around how to respond to these types of traumas.
Well, I think Mexico submission too. It was just an accident, but in Mexico, she's got to go find the guy who killed Santo. It is in the water thoroughly. Say that line again that you said about the sins of the past, and now that comes into it because that seems a through line.
Yeah, no, that whether or not those sins of the past can account for the sins of the present or make up for them or be redeemed by sins of the present. I don't know.
Because even in Ciudad, that was another thing that I did not expect. Looking at all these international films, All That's Left of You had that too. When someone gets embarrassed by a soldier in front of their son, what are you going to do to gain your son's respect back when they didn't see you that way? Ciudad has this whole underlying thing that's beyond looking for his daughter and the raves. There's like military and political stuff involved in the background of it that I've been hearing cause a stir that I just want to learn more about. And again, it's about these pathways that you take. It's definitely something that's been hitting the international side of stories and even some American stories. So
for sure.
As I wrap it up over here, coming into what would be my next one, I feel like we're arguing for international movies, not in that selection, but for Best Picture. How many can fit, bro? What are you cutting?
It's oof.
Yeah, it's always been a bit of arrogance that Best Picture at the Oscars is predominantly made of American films when there's a whole world of cinema out there. But this year in particular is putting that into like amazing contrast.
Now there's like, they could fill up half of the Best Pictures, no problem, and I wouldn't know who to cut. So this might be the most internationals we've seen.
Yeah, it's a rough year.
Check that, but I hope they all lose for my upcoming one, which is Sentimental Value. Sentimental Value should 100% be the runaway hit, and I love all the other ones. They're all good. I'm just talking smack, but I just loved. How do we say his name? Trier. I found it funny that
Joachim. I think it's Joachim.
Yeah,
J-Dog.
That Stellan has been working with nothing but the Triers, as he puts it. He goes, one's super crazy, and then the one's just emotionally crazy, which would be this guy right here. And every single part of it. We were discussing a little bit in our review how Stellan had the stroke. And it was interesting that you had mentioned Andor. He said he had to film some of Andor with that thing
with the thing in his ear,
where they were feeding it in his ears. And I can't imagine that. And it just makes his performance is great. To think that there was that hurdle as well makes it even bigger. I had mentioned the interview where he's got very famous sons. Highly recommend watching that afterwards because it almost feels like, oh my goodness, the movie's you, dude. You with all these famous sons that are out there. We've discussed the ending, which I really enjoyed, but I even think in levels of production design and the screenwriting and the casting of the children, it all works beautifully. And yet again, another Netflix joke that I thought killed it because it's even more personal on the side of what happens when you're trying to bring people in. We have our joke that we've been saying all day long, Netflix lenses, and that is an issue that he's dealing with when bringing in a cinematographer for the movie they want to film. It's the one international film that I guess is a little bit of a cheat code because you have an American in it, but in a year stacked with international films, many of which were picked up by Neon, I got Sentimental at the top, almost breaking into my top 5. Really, really, really good movie.
It's really good.
Yeah, just a really resonant piece of media for sure.
And also Ghostlightish, like this idea that you need to do something in the arts for very specific people like us in order to be able to understand somebody else. Just explaining it won't do it. I love it.
No, over and over again, and this is something that really stood out to me on a rewatch. People try to get the Gustav Borg character, Stellan Skarsgård's character, to talk. Renat wants to talk, and even he says he wants to talk, but he really doesn't want to talk. He wants her to read the script, and that's really the only way that he can communicate what he needs to communicate to her is through his art. And there's something really, really, really gorgeous about that, and that final look between them sells it. It's It's a very powerful movie. Great stuff from Joachim Trier.
Gifting.
However we pronounce his name.
I think it's
Gifting.
Joachim, actually. I think we got
I
there.
think it's pronounced goat. Gifting the piano teacher to his grandson and saying that this is all you need to know about women.
Know about women.
Irreversible. Why would you give that movie, dude? Like just seeing the still of that frame on Twitter killed me, and I was like, damn, bro. It's really good. And performance-wise, it's just fantastic. The way they build a house and all of it just works really well. And shout out Fanny. Both Fanny girls did a really good job this year, and she did fantastic in this role as well.
Truly.
Sentimental Value. All right, that leads us to our tops.
That's me for
I think we're in the top
we're in the
5.
top
All right, no, Amanda's top 10. Let's go. That's 5 times 2. Let's do it.
This is another tie. We decided that this one's going to be called the Film Bro Chaos category. And the shocking thing, I was probably going to leave One Battle After Another off my list just because I knew you guys would have it. I did really love it, but there's just so much this year, and it's so good. And I'm like one of the people who's like, I need to rewatch it, and I might feel differently. But I was one of the people who was like, I feel like I don't like how the intro plays into the rest of the movie as much as that's my only complaint because it's perfect. I love a pathetic Leo. I just
Great
like, come on. It's just, it's good.
I'm right where I want him.
Always been a fantastic actor, but this is just the most fun phase of his career, I think, by far.
Absolutely.
It's the best performance of the year. Name another.
Name another.
Name another.
Tim Key from Ballad. No, it's up there. It's like one of the.
I mean, our guy Chalamet in the
Honestly,
movie that
and
Amanda
that's where
tied at
we're
number
doubling
5
up
is
is Marty
he's trying to pitch
Supreme.
himself as that. I don't, but he's pitching himself as that.
Come on, bro. You know that's all I
They're
sure,
up there.
That's
They're
fine.
up there. I just think it's like Timmy's really proven that he can run a movie. It doesn't just have to be like something like Dune. It doesn't like he can run a movie. He can be the personality.
Yeah.
He can not only run the movie, but he can run the campaign trail too. He can run
That's
the
great.
PR,
It's beautiful.
the promo. He's hitting.
Timmy will never be able to say slave owners everywhere after vaping in front of the teacher. That is unbelievable.
I agree. And I'm not, if we're going performance to performance and side character to side character, I do think like One Battle After Another just has more of those like Sensei and like the Benicio stuff is so funny. But then like Marty is so much just Timmy. I think there's only one scene in that entire movie that Timothy's not in, and it's when Odessa goes off to do her own thing for that. Like it's like a 5-minute scene at most. And it's still technically all leading into Marty because it's Marty Supreme.
Yeah, for sure.
I think these are both really great movies. I think that they're kind of like just peak film bro, but they're also just good. They can appeal to a wider audience. Marty's already breaking records before it's even officially released. I've caught it a couple times. Once with a screener, and then I got to see it this past weekend in Toronto. I'll probably see it again with a bigger audience. It's just fun. It's kind of like, it's not real. It doesn't have like the based on real events, but it's like loosely based off this other ping pong player named Marty something else.
Reisman?
Yeah, Reisman, something like that.
I think so,
and it's like how much of this actually happened, how much of this is like, assuming enough of it didn't happen for it not to even try to have the like based on a true story tag.
Yeah, which I prefer. I'd rather it
too.
be an original screenplay.
Me too. I think it's really solid. The promo for it's great. Like Elevation Pictures hooked me up with a Elevation color coded ping pong set with like compete with the like a pull out net.
What the hell is that? Is that for you like shoot?
It's a poster.
It's a poster.
It looks like
It's Marty's
Got
world.
the world on his
Marty's
battle.
world.
The world. Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
It's good. It's just really good. It's really solid. It's been really fun watching the whole campaign thing go up. We like Timmy here. And this is definitely a role that feels like it falls in line with who he seems to be as a person. I don't mean that as a dig. I mean that as like he's just this like chaos,
energetic
New York little like. He was hustling Xbox controllers as a kid, and now he's hustling. He's hustling in this movie.
I can't tell if this role is just the truest to him that he's ever had the chance to do, or if this role has now just infected him and he just talks like Marty Supreme all the time.
He's a cannibal, so it's bones and all.
Yeah,
but I agree with you. Yeah,
I think it's both. I
you
think
don't
it's a
know
nice
where
little
he
combo.
ends.
Yeah,
and the character begins, but in a way that really works. And I think sometimes people are like, "Oh, well, he's just playing himself," but this isn't that. This is a performance.
Yes,
right. He's just also imbuing a lot of his energy into it,
but we're
which
talking.
Makes it feel more real.
But we're talking. We could just ignore it like every other movie coming out, like Song Sung Blue, which is the competition right on that day. We are talking about it. Everyone gets to have an opinion about it because we're actually attracted to it. Whether you're not or you are, we're discussing it. That's working, dude. That is,
working.
yeah, that's effective on all levels. I'm really excited for it. Since you had it as a tie, I got to ask you then. 2 questions, very simple, and that's Best Picture, and that's acting. I'll start with acting. Between the two of them, who are you going for?
I'm going to be honest, like, I don't know why I wasn't thinking about Leo.
So you think it's Timmy's World?
No, it probably is Leo, and I would think that because I'm really on the train of like, if Leo wins for this, it's like them making up for the fact that he didn't get the award for Wolf of
so
Wall
many
Street.
other good ones.
This is actually like
right.
if they give it to him for this, it's like he did an amazing performance, and he's actually getting the award for the right movie. Timmy, I think, has more in him, but I think it is interesting that they are kind of Timmy's taken most of his advice from Leo when Leo was like, no capes. You did Dune, which is not close, but it's like a franchise-ish, but it's still like with an auteur director. You're doing a little bit more, but he said no capes and no drugs. And I don't know about the drug part. Maybe he's just high on life.
He said no
hard
You're
drugs.
right, no hard drugs. But that's what I'm also...
the ping pong balls, okay?
That's what I'm also saying. That's what I'm also saying, because cocaine would be a hard drug, and I feel
That's
like
hard.
that, he might not be. I think it's just like, he's just got it in him, and he knows exactly what he needs to do.
He's off the Lucky Charms, okay?
He's off the Lucky Charms. He's good, So I think it's really interesting that they're kind of like head to head here a little bit. Marty's just a fun movie, start to finish. So is One Battle After Another. They're both just really solid experiences, like really
Best
good cinematic
picture.
Experiences.
Who would you want to be called for Best Picture if it was
Hamnet.
between these two?
I have man. I've got another one that I got another one.
You're pulling
But
for
if you had to
Sinners,
pick between
I think.
I am pulling for
maybe.
Sinners, actually. I'm pulling for Sinners.
I think you and I are, maybe not.
My thing is that like everyone's like, oh, it's amazing seeing this on 70 millimeter IMAX, blah, blah. But the only thing that made me be like, fuck, I will fly to another city to watch this on IMAX right now is Sinners. I don't feel the need to go find Marty. I don't feel the need to go find One Battle, even though I know they're amazing and it would be cool to see one in VistaVision and all this. But like Sinners is the only one that I'm like, ooh, I want to see that. And I want to see that. And so yeah, that's why those are there.
A pair of great movies that will show up later in this video. But not right now, because my number 5 is Train Dreams.
Hey.
My number 5 is Train Dreams.
Oh, look
Hell
at that.
yeah.
Oh,
We should host a podcast together.
It's a
Let's
it's a fantastic movie.
It's beautiful. It's so good, they sent hitmen out for this movie. Please.
Every couple days I get a new box from Netflix with Train Dream stuff in it, being like, thank you.
Unbelievable.
Thank
That's
you.
beautiful. Hell
Yeah.
yeah. I'm glad they're watering this movie because it was the biggest fear we had.
We did.
went to the Mark to go see it. I believe this was one where they were even giving us links to it, and we said, nah.
Nah.
I think
Yeah.
it was Amanda specifically who also pushed us, like, no, this is a theatrical movie. I know Zach and I got to
Zach
see
had
it
already
together.
No, I saw it with you.
You and
Zach
Amanda went
had
together.
already
I
got
saw
to
it
see
the
the
night
exact
before.
Yeah,
stuff.
Zach
There
was
you
the
go.
one who was like,
Sorry.
you gotta see it in the theater. So
in
we all...
theaters movie.
This is why you need a group. One of the trio will push the others to go see it.
Yes.
We went to go see it at the Ray. There was no better place because the worry was the moment we saw Netflix pick it up, will we get the chance to see this again? And they have stuck to it, and they rolled it out. They rolled it out at film festivals. They made sure this movie looked good. All the stuff you've been talking about that they've been sending. I want to see this go all the way. The fact that Joel Edgerton is sneaking in with Blue Moon as one of those last spots to come in, crazy to me. I still have
Ethan
Bugonia
Hawke?
higher, but Ethan Hawke for Blue Moon
Yeah,
and Joel Edgerton.
I
Oh,
would
right,
give
right,
it
right. Yeah,
Oscar
yeah.
to. I would give it to.
Yeah.
I would give it to Joel, and if he got it, I wouldn't even be mad.
I think this is the best
Exactly. I have
performance I've ever
people
seen
hired-
from Joel.
I had people
Yeah.
higher, but I wouldn't be mad to see it happen.
I don't know, bro. I really like Warrior. I can't do Warrior like that.
He's great in Warrior. He's great in Warrior.
He's so great at Warrior.
He is
But
great
he's
in
so
Warrior.
solid in this damn movie. and
So
it looks so good on
good.
Netflix. It still looks so good on Netflix. So, Zach, both of our number 5. It's worth it.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, I think like sometimes it can be a bit of a cop-out to call a movie like poetic. I think
But it
that
is.
sometimes
A little
it's something that you say in the absence
Right.
of other things to say. But there is such like a lyrical, sing-songy quality to this. It
lot of
really
movie.
does feel poetic. Yeah, it's a lot. It's actually not that much of a. In some ways, it is.
Zach, it might be the best movie of the year and the greatest movie of all time.
All time. Maybe in fact, there is just something about the way that they tell the story, that encompass the whole story of a guy's life and the whole
Yeah.
changing of an era that it is so unique. I compared it to a movie that I know neither of you are big on, Boyhood, because it's a film that uses time as one of its narrative qualities. And the passage of time is so central to how the story is told and how emotional you feel regarding it, that it's just a really unique piece of work. I found it to be so just otherworldly beautiful, eye-opening in the way that it makes you just think about some small moments. It's devastating. It's a really, really beautiful movie that it looks great, sounds great, and is acted beautifully. A fantastic film, a fantastic movie. Hopefully everybody gets to see it and isn't a cynical asshole about it like a lot of people online.
Yeah.
What's wrong with a little bit of narration? This is really nice narration.
Nothing. If that's what they got coming at you, then you're winning. Let me jot that down. Noted. Narration bad. Got it.
Yeah. Anyway, Train Dreams is my number 5. Art's number 5 as
Bro,
well.
you're right. I hate arguing with people because someone had said the narration was bad. Then they had Sinners, which opens with narration. So it's just not consistent.
Yeah.
Yep.
At that point.
Amanda,
Yeah.
we're back to you for your number 4.
We are back to my number 4. And honestly, we just talked so much about Marty, and I feel bad that it's not here. But I feel comfortable with this. This is like my feel-good 2 for movies. They're just nice. So I got Rental Family, which I think I connected with the most out of everyone. I really loved it at TIFF. I think it's just
She's
this
Japanese.
you can't say that. But I love it. It just encapsulates like Japanese culture in a way that's like very interesting for the rest of the world to see. But then it also just shows just like somebody who's from America just feeling so lost and alone out there. Well,
it's a comfy movie.
It's a comfy movie, and then building the family out of that, and the way that you can be comforting to another person, and how they in turn can be comforting to you. I just thought it was like really beautiful. I definitely, in a good world, this would have been Brendan Fraser's return. This would have been the thing that he's getting because it's just so nice. And that's why it goes perfectly with my number 4, Ballad of Wallis Island.
Yeah.
I watched this again last night to see if it would still hit. And yeah, I'm crying by the end and how beautiful it is. And just like Tim Key, man, Charles, man. Charles is the guy of the year, Charles. Mm-hmm. It's just so delightful. It's so cozy. It makes me want to go to this stupid little island that doesn't know what Reese's Cups is. Like, it's just so nice. We've talked about it before. We've talked about it a lot, but I don't know. I love it. It's cute and it's held up. So this is my cozy category. This is the reset category of movies. If everything else has knocked you on your ass, this is where you can come for nice emotions.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I should have worn, bro. The Mortimer shirt.
Yeah, I know.
Because I wear it, and for whatever reason, out of every shirt, that's the one I get the most, like, not compliments, but like comments on. It's like,
same.
Who is that? Like, it's not like it's a nice shirt. It's like, who? Like, I don't know them.
Yeah.
They fall for
I haven't
it,
heard
dude.
that band.
They
They think I went to the tour, and I go, yeah, I did. I've seen them twice.
So good.
We also do have a song in contention, so I'm really rooting for the song to make the cut.
Yeah.
It got
There's a lot of
shortlisted,
music
right?
out there.
Shortlisted.
It was a good one.
Yeah, it's oof,
So I was
very
listening
excited.
to the soundtrack back, and I was like, damn, because it's completely different off of the movie, like Wicked and Everybody Does, where the recordings would feel like the actual albums, and I was like, damn, it's even better.
Yeah, I know,
studio,
right?
studio
I know,
recording.
right?
So I'm rooting for it there, and obviously I got mine coming up in just a little bit. So
Yeah. And just to say a little bit more about Rental Family, that's not like a particularly splashy, showy movie. So I think it's one of the reasons that it maybe has gone overlooked in the back half of the year here.
Yeah,
but
it's just
there
so
are
sweet.
a couple moments that are really, really surprising and powerful. And like it's got some moves,
It
that
really
movie. It's not
does.
like a tossed off trinket. It's a pretty solid movie.
was this Fox or Searchlight?
No,
Searchlight, yeah.
It hit. I'm a big
It's gonna take
fan.
Hulu probably.
Yeah.
I think it's just one of those where it came out during Thanksgiving, and there was way too many big movies.
A lot of
It might get
competition.
dropped.
It
Like,
just
who's gonna
also
go
didn't
out
get-
to see it?
Yeah, it didn't get as much steam out of TIFF as I was expecting it to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My parents
But-
loved it. So
Oh, good.
Oh, there you go.
once it hits streaming, hopefully more
For sure.
Nice.
more parents will love it.
hopefully. Yeah.
It's gonna be one of those.
Yeah. That brings me to my number 4, which is Marty Supreme. We've talked about this movie a lot at this point, but I guess I will say that, like, I think Josh Safdie is just really proving himself to be an incredibly valuable voice in modern film, because I think a lot of auteurs, especially the auteurs that are pretty popular now, are into like highly stylized dialogue and very kind of like showy sort of craftsmanship in terms of like, look at the production design, look at the sets, look at how big this movie is. And I think Josh Safdie is a guy who likes to get really dirty in his movies. I think he wants to be on the ground, on the streets, with real people, with real voices. It's just they've got a quality to them that is really unlike most modern cinema. I think the way people talk is not the way that we're used to hearing people talk in movies. I think
in movies,
a lot of these dynamics are not like particularly well trodden territory for movies, but he's just putting together so many interesting interesting people in interesting places, and just kind of letting us experience it. We've talked about it a little bit, but the casting is just so unreal. You remember that guy who, there was like a viral video of the golden voice guy who was like unhoused at the time, going around. He like had this like perfect broadcaster voice, and he was like asking for money. That dude is in Marty Supreme. He cast him as like the guy at the ping pong center. Like his ability to these actors, build these personalities, and find a perfect utilization for them. We were talking about how like we can't really tell where Timmy Chalamet ends and Marty Supreme begins. That's because he's like figured out how to use Timmy in a way that no other director, of the many talented directors that have worked with him, no other director has found that quality, which is a really unique and really captivating quality that he has. It's just like there's so much that happens. You never really know what's going to happen next, and you'll never be able to take your eyes off of it. Like you just need to know what's going to happen next.
You want to get physical like an ape?
It was like perfect. It's perfect.
It's
right?
perfect.
It's just like, what the
shame on you?
My only thing is that I'm on the other side of the supporting actress equation as both of you, because I think it's Gwyneth Paltrow who really steals so much of this movie.
Nah, bro, go. Like, there's no
she's great.
reason. She is incredible.
Yeah.
Like the way that she looks at him, both kind of like enchanted by his vigor, but knowing he's a little boy and knowing he doesn't really know what he's talking about.
Yeah.
She's saying so much without saying it. It's an incredible performance.
Yeah. To go off that casting thing, because we're going to be introducing it this year. You know, we love One Battle. We love Sinners. There's just something about the casting in here, like you were saying, in the way that they cast faces and such, where he was saying that for the Marty Supreme balls, it's not his uncle, correct? It is his buddy's father. Who ends up getting him the orange balls.
Yeah.
You see that in the trailer. It's a whole bit. That guy got the shop or whatever it was. I can't, kind of mixing it here. That the way that they got the shoe shop was because he would have won it at a horse track betting place. And they couldn't pay him back. And once that was the story, the casting director went to go cast where? At a horse betting place. So everything that's happening from this character is all coming from the story.
It's perfect.
And I'm like, who the hell thinks of stuff like this? And that's why he goes for everybody else around. He said he had a recast for Abel, that it was somebody else and he was just a little too off. So he got Abel to be the guy who needs to get the dog back.
Right.
Nah, it's just incredible stuff all around. Really fun movie, and definitely one to catch in the theater, because we got to see it with critics, but I want to see this with a crowd.
I
of real people.
unfortunately saw it with a handful of people that were like movie fans through Elevation, but it was a Soho House screening, so most of the people there were Soho House members, and they actually were like better than I thought they would be. So
I told
we were
Zach,
like stoked
they had
on
a kid
that.
sitting next to me who like locked in. It's almost like he had a bit, like he knew the parts of the movie and he locked in. He's got the A24 employee badge on ear in the crowd.
I love that.
Right, so Marty Supreme is my number 4. I think that brings us to Art for his number 4.
Yeah, I mentioned it prior. The Baltimorons hit me like a bunch of bricks. This was the one I actually missed with y'all. I ended up being
you were
outside
sick or something, right?
during South by. I mean, I think I was sick, but I just I couldn't confirm the ticket that day because it was at the Alamo.
You're right.
Y'all saw it at the Alamo, and the Alamo's like what, damn near
you guys
5
just couldn't
seats.
get in,
Yeah. So
it was
I
in
ended
a
up just
small theater too.
It was,
super small theater. So I ended up just catching up on some screenings that day, which really helped out. But eventually I got to catch it in Chicago, and I was looking back at the Q&A because Alina always records them, and we got Zach coming straight up to him to give him the high five. I was like, okay, then this movie's gonna have to carry something with
Yeah.
it. Floored me when I went to go see it.
good.
His personal story, which I highly implore you checking it out, the darkness of it, and the beauty of how he's able to make that comedic. The opening shot is something that would get you flagged, and he does it as an SNL prank. It is an unbelievable way to look at a dark part of your life and be able to not only make light of it, but be able to turn it into something that is encouraging for other people. We've talked about mumblecore a lot, right? Throughout everything from movies to mumblecore rap, whatever it is. This feels like the other end of the tunnel. Finally, this man has been able to take these talents of making indie movies, because the idea was they had no permits or something for a lot of the stuff that they filmed there on location. So it causes them, in order to not get everyone looking at them, to be really close. So it's not on purpose. It's done because they have to. And then it creates a visual when they're walking where it's way too close on them as everything's bokeh out. And I'm like, you're creating visual language by accident because of what you need to do. Same way the character's surviving, the way they're improvising, you're improv. I love it. I did not think it would make it all the way up to here. Top 4 of the year. Definitely check it out.
Love that.
Yeah.
Really good performances all around.
Perfect.
I'm blanking on the woman's name,
Yeah.
dude. Shout out the woman. What's her name?
Oh,
'Cause
yeah.
I don't know her
Liz
like
Larson?
that.
Yeah.
Liz Larson is his match. You don't get her with him, you
Yeah.
don't get the movie.
It's true.
It's beautiful.
No, I mean, it's part Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. It's part Harold and Maude. It's all just utter delight. Such a great movie.
I think
Such
it's the gem. It's the gem.
a
dude.
winning package. Yeah. Yeah, no, it's the kind of movie where if we liked it a little bit less, it would be like a lock for our hidden gems video. But unfortunately,
well,
we just liked it too much.
That's no better way to put it. It's because we like it too much. I was looking at all the movies when he was telling me get some hidden gems, and we did this bit last time where we would look at Letterboxd and see how many people had logged it. This would be the lowest one out of
Yeah?
the list.
Oh, it'd have to be.
15K.
Really?
15K
Damn.
compared to Weapons, 3.8 million. Like the disparity of it is crazy.
Yeah.
But,
I would love to see it, though.
yeah.
All right, great call on Baltimorons at number 4. Amanda, before we get into your top
yes.
3, I know you threw a bunch of ties in there,
There's
but
still-
beyond that,
there's still we still got honorable mentions. I'm gonna give the rom-com trio of Eternity, Splitsville, and Materialists. I like them all for different reasons. They all kind of have a different engagement with like just love in general, relationships in general, modern dating, not modern dating at all. Big fan of all 3 of them. Eternity in particular really hit on the emotional level.
Eternity
for
is
me.
really
a little
good,
surprised you didn't find room for that in your top 17.
I know it was there,
18.
and then I didn't. It was there, but then, and it might go up higher, but I haven't had time to revisit it yet. And there was just some other ones that I think are just too good. But Eternity is great, so it is like it's right
great
there.
year.
It's right there.
Can I just throw in as a quick aside, unrelated to movies, maybe my favorite podcast is a podcast called Heavyweight, and they just published an episode about a 102-year-old woman who found letters written to her by her boyfriend when she was 20 who died in World War II. And how she's like now sort of like re-falling in love with him through his letters.
Oh
It was
my God.
very Eternity coded. And if you love that movie, you should check out that podcast.
Oh my God. That's almost sad. Hopefully her current husband's dead. But anyway.
Yeah, he is.
Sick. Not
She
sick.
killed him when she found the letter.
She was just like, it'll be easier if you're out of the way. But that's
Yeah, you
cool.
can't
I will
compete
check
with this.
that out.
Yeah.
Then if I had legs, I'd kick you, which is my personal favorite of the really big mothers and women not being listened to, anxiety-driven movies. Rose Byrne, I would love to see her take the Oscar this year. Just fantastic. Then I'm going to go Black Bag, super fun little spy thriller, Soderbergh, we'll tack Presence on there with it. We've talked about Presence before, but Black Bag's fantastic. Okay, a couple of them I'm saving for the under the radar stuff, so I'll leave those out, but I really liked Superman. I liked feeling hope again, and same thing with like Thunderbolts. It was kind of like 2 sides of a coin of like superhero movies that felt like they gave a shit again and like were engaging with it in a way that felt good and authentic and honest, and then we immediately got the Fantastic Four to ruin it. But yeah, those are great. I was a really big fan of both of those, and I guess I'll leave it there because I did find a way to sneak most other things in to my list. It would have been so much longer.
My honorable mentions, my 20 through 11. I'll start it at the bottom for me. I got On Becoming a Guinea Fowl, a really striking movie that has stuck with me. I even caught it first in 2024, but I just keep thinking about this very haunting tale of like the secrets that get buried inside families. Really, really incredible stuff.
And it got
I had
stuck with
Presence.
the 04 selection.
Yeah,
that
like
comes
what
out in
year does this
05.
really count for? Yeah, like that variety list that everybody was calling racist for not including Sinners on it did have On Becoming a Guinea Fowl. Just throwing that out there.
Yeah, but it's variety.
Still racist.
Forget
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. Number 19, I got Presents. I kind of like alternate between whether I like Black Bag or Presents more.
Yeah.
They're both just
They're
super
decent.
solid
They're so
genre
great.
experiments from Soderbergh.
I love him.
They're both really good. I think right now I'm leaning a little bit towards Presents.
Whoa,
Nice.
okay, I'm gonna have to give the one to Black Bag. I think
Yeah,
it's Black
yeah.
Bag just for a bit. Only because of the moment where he starts getting caught and he looks like he just took a dump in the meeting room.
Yeah.
That is up there. If Leo didn't do his supermarket bit when Sean
Yeah.
Penn comes in,
Fair.
that would have been my almost damn near meme of the year.
Expression
dude. So-
of the year.
Yeah, you're not
Dude,
wrong.
because yeah. No, it's good.
Yeah.
You're not wrong.
Really good twofer from the boy this year.
100%.
I heard
And
he's
he's
got
got
another two
another one
next
coming
year.
with the Christophers. Yeah. Yeah.
Unbelievable, yeah.
And if that Star Wars movie ever happens too. I got Sinners on my honorable mentions. I'm sure we'll hear more about that soon.
Oh, yeah.
I got Surratt on my honorable mentions, and just gonna throw it
Damn,
out there
bro.
that like y'all gotta watch Sorcerer. If you're excited for Surratt and you can't see it yet, just go watch Sorcerer. It's on HBO. Naked Gun. I really wanted to find room for Naked Gun in my top 10. I've watched this movie a couple times already, and it's
Wow.
just so full of jokes that keep making me laugh. I keep quoting like a teenager with too many babysitting jobs.
jobs.
I didn't need another babysitting job. So like
It's so
so
dumb.
dumb, way too dumb.
Yeah.
But my kind of dumb. I got Together in the honorable mentions, the Sundance Horror that we spent a lot of time talking about. I got the Phoenician Scheme in the honorable mentions as
Oh
well.
yeah, I should have mentioned
I feel like
Phoenician. Yeah.
yeah, that Wes Anderson movie came and went without a lot of regard, but I think it is one of his best and probably going to grow to be one of his most underrated. I'm putting Cloud in my honorable mentions.
Ooh,
the
nice. Yeah,
Kurosawa
it's a
film.
great one.
Really excellent thriller. It starts at kind of like a low heart rate and then just ratchets and ratchets up until you're really tense by the end. I put Lurker in my honorable mentions. I have The Tale of Cillian, which I'll talk about in our underrated video. And I put Predators just outside my top 10, my
Nice.
number 11 slot. Probably the documentary of the year for me. Of course, I talked to David Osit for this channel, so go check that video out. But yeah, just a really complex documentary that stares headlong into a nuanced issue and never blinks. I think it's a really excellent piece of work.
Snubbed already, dude. Did not make the short
Yeah.
list. I was so mad.
Yeah.
It's rough.
Yeah. Art, what you got in the honorables?
Everything you guys said, so I'll try to get the little ones in between, like a threesome that we got from South by.
yes,
That was such a
yes.
delightful comedy where things don't go the way they're supposed to. But that's Zoe Deutsch for you. Roofman, I thought was pretty interesting. It wasn't everything I wanted it
Yeah.
to be, and surprisingly, it wasn't him, but
Kirsten.
Dunst.
Kirsten. Yeah, Kirsten Dunst.
that stood out way more for me. So gonna give that the honorable mention there. A little love to Frankenstein. Wasn't everything I wanted it to be. I wish it wasn't the Netflix
Also-
lenses, but
Yeah,
damn.
but I do appreciate a lot of what Frankenstein's doing. I had a
appreciate
good
it,
time with
yeah.
it. I had a good time with that one.
It ends, which may be in your
Oh,
guys'
yeah.
under the radar stuff, but the letterbox push, I felt like it became the
Everybody's
the
watching it.
cover,
The face of it.
Yeah.
the face of it.
Everybody's
Yeah, so it
watching it,
ended up
which
becoming
is
really
good for
big,
it.
and then y'all heard, right? Got picked
And
up by
Neon
Neon.
picked it up.
So not so under the radar
But
anymore.
I think it's
Not
and
bad,
honestly,
but, yeah.
I think it was good for him to do it that way because I think he wanted that publicity push. If Neon had picked it up, it's going
That's
to get
fine. It
lost in the
worked.
sea of other Neon things. So now it gets the
Yeah.
online
Yeah.
release with Letterboxd as like this cool original thing, and then Neon might pick it up and do like a little run with it, which I think this is the best case scenario.
Yeah, same.
Truly.
I thought it was really good. I was surprised by it. Another one I had missed at South by, caught at Chicago Critics, and it was really good. So catch that one. Obviously, it's even more available now. Zach had said Predator, and I'm going to double up with that. And I'm also going to add
catch
a
it.
Badlands. I thought that one was very good too. So double the love for L this time around,
She
and then get into
good.
the rest of it. Y'all say Twinless?
It's on my
Not
okay.
yet.
Yeah, that's
Ooh.
because I'm saving it for something else. It probably should be on my actual list.
Ooh.
Because
Okay,
it's
okay.
so
Let me
good.
skip
It's
forward.
so good.
Ugly Stepsister, underrated horror. Definitely check that one out. F1, it's finally on Apple TV. I
Finally
thought it
watched
was fun.
It's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, it kind of
It's
trips
fun.
up towards
It's
the
good.
end, but it's fun.
I like it.
It's fun.
Misericordia is
Oh,
a
yeah.
movie that was, again, one of those 04 to 05 kind of lost in the smuck. It also deals with mushrooms. It also deals with hiding a murder and having to lie to everybody else around until you become almost a person who's a prisoner instead. Plainclothes from Sundance.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that did come out.
I guess I can't include Dead Man's Wire because that's January. Is that still enough? It's not.
I think it got an awards qualifying run, but
they're
it's
pushing
in
it,
that
but
weird.
I don't. Yeah, they're pushing it, but they're not.
So I'm gonna
pushing
have
They
to
should
settle.
just save it for next year at this point.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to settle with "Is This Thing On" then, Zach, because that was a fun movie and I really enjoyed the group on there until I heard my boy say his favorite comedians and I was like, well, shut up. But that Conan bit was funny. His Conan bit was funny.
Yeah. The bit with Conan is hysterical. But yeah, I don't know how much stand-up research you're doing if you're naming Ricky Gervais one of your
What are you doing,
top
buddy? You
four
really pissed me
stand-up
off. Yeah.
comics. Oh,
Magazine Dreams was another one lost in the shuffle. You got Hamnets. We're not a Hamnet podcast? No one?
It's good. It is good. I do like Hamnet. I got the post. I got the.
it's top
I got
40.
it behind me. I got it behind me.
None of y'all have her for actress then.
Yeah.
She wouldn't be my pick, but I think she's gonna win.
Yeah, she's not my
Interesting.
win, but I, you know.
Yeah, I've seen better Jessie Buckley performances and also better performances this year. But
And then to wrap it up, I got to give it to Bugonia. And
Yep.
my last one, I consider it, I thought it was under the radar and I was going to save it. And then I look at it and I was like, wow, bunch of
She
nerds
ain't
out there
under
watching
anymore.
a baseball movie. Ephus.
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 Yeah.
Ephus to wrap it up before my top.
Ephus has the classic look of like a underseen, overlooked hidden gem, except for everybody's now talking
Everybody's
about
watching.
it.
I got my Ephus hats, everything. Yeah. So, which I like.
Yeah,
It
shouts
was
to
like it
Taylor.
became championed, but
Yeah, you know?
it was a movie that I really liked, and it's in my top 15 for sure. So,
Yeah, always nice when a movie that we feel like we have to champion gets championed
Yeah,
without our push.
it feels
right?
good. It feels good.
Yeah.
the influential Intercut.
I'll give a quick shout out to Queens of the Dead, which Julietta in the live stream is saying it's her honorable
yeah,
mention.
it's on
And
Shudder.
Nice.
somebody else left a comment, and I'm sorry I'm forgetting their name, but yeah, we've gotten a couple people mentioning this movie, and I just haven't had a chance to catch it yet. But I'm seeing a lot of people enjoy it, so we'll give it a little bit of love here.
It is because it just came in the Fangoria.
Oh,
Zombie
cool.
King, the creator of Zombies,
Romero?
his daughter.
Oh.
Interesting.
Yep.
Okay.
Karen.
Crazy.
We got a whole like next generation of horror people. The Cronenbergs
Yeah.
are making movies now. We got the Romeros making
Yeah,
movies.
fun.
Does Wes Craven have any kids out there? I don't
I
know.
wish.
No, actually, I don't think so.
Well. Scream 7, the writer's finally directing. So you do a what's his
we
name
go.
doing it, Kevin?
All right, so those are our honorable mentions for 2025. Let's get into the top 3. Amanda?
I think we go in friendship. There's no tie in this one. We're going friendship. It
Nice.
feels so singular in what it is.
These
that
guys have been on this board for
What-
sure.
What could what could I compare this to? What could I tag onto this? That, there's nothing. Maybe Bugonia and Eddington, but like, no.
Yeah.
Because
You
this
couldn't.
isn't.
The
You
love
couldn't.
is pure. I can attest. I've seen. They were so alert that morning. They made it out to the because you guys have seen it at TIFF. We
Yeah.
went
Yeah.
early
And we
in
saw
the
it
morning
again.
to go
we
catch
saw,
that
yeah,
Paramount.
we saw it again at the Paramount screening.
South by, yeah.
That's how good it was that we like woke up early to go see this for a second time. It's just
Yeah.
fun. It is like everything you expect from Tim Robinson put into one narrative that doesn't get old or annoying or tired for, how hard Tim Robinson can be after a while, just in terms of like, oh God, how much worse is this going to get? There's these beautiful moments that just like diffuse the tension. It's just this guy becomes obsessed with his neighbor and he lets it derail the rest of his life trying to get that feeling back of what it was like to be with him.
It was Paul Rudd, though.
It's-
I mean, I get it.
It's Paul Rudd. I just love the way that it was like presented that they're like when it first starts, you're like, is Paul Rudd going to be the weirdo? But no, it's just Paul Rudd's good at making everybody around him feel like they're the most important person in the world. And yeah, it's super fun. There's so many bits that we keep like quoting, like I can never get over. To end it all off, I think we never should have left Afghanistan. Like it's just like little moments like that, and it's like in the background, like Tim's outside doing something, and you're just kind of like hearing this happen behind you. It's good. It's
The
real
subway
good.
scene.
The subway scene.
My favorite's still the coffee scene. It's just so dumb.
Yeah. Oh my god. Coffee coming through. Full cup.
Just full of moments like that. Such a hilarious
so
movie.
good. It's nonstop bits.
My number 3, I'm going to go with a different comedy, one that you had in your honorable mentions. I'm going to go with Splitsville. For me,
Nice.
this
It's
was
good.
just a huge highlight this year. Such a silly, farcical comedy where it just feels like the energy is constantly spilling forward into the next scene. Like it's got this kind of relentless quality to it that I really enjoy. This pair of guys, Michael Covino and Kyle Marvin, I really enjoyed their last movie. I kind of feel like this is a step up in that they're bigger, louder set pieces. There are more extravagant sequences. It's got my favorite fight scene in any movie this year, and just so many funny moments, so much good comedy. I think they're putting both Dakota Johnson and Adria Arjona in positions where they get to be also really humorous and funny, but mostly it is just the dynamic between these two guys who have this intimacy that cannot be faked. Like, you can tell these are two dudes who've spent a lot of time together and have a really deep relationship. There's just like a really warm familiarity, but also a cutting nature to the way they talk to each other because they know each other so well. I find it to be hilarious and so true. One of the maybe the best movie I've seen that like looks at polyamory and non-monogamy in a comedic lens. It's just so fun. It's so funny. I wish this was the movie that had like a big moment in the sun this year rather than the other Dakota Johnson romantic comedy, which is still good, but not
good.
as good as Splitsville was.
Yeah, I agree. Splitsville, really solid. Again, just speaking of the fight scene, I love like the neon year in review, for your consideration. I think I mentioned it before, but everything is like every movie has its own little thing that the directors say before going into it. And his is literally just the fight choreography of that scene. Fun. It's funny, you know? So I appreciate it.
Art, what's number 3?
Ballad of Wallis Island, number 3. Ever since Sundance, I came out of it. I got hit with a ton of bricks. Big fan of Carey Mulligan's husband and his little folk music band that he's got. So her coming in here to sing alongside very much folk music was very much up my alley. I thought the whole love story, not just between the two main actors, which is a group that has split apart, coming back because a guy with a lot of money has found a way to reunite them without their knowledge, to play a concert for reasons that just pull at your heartstrings. A guy who is, as we've been saying for a lot of movies, equally annoying but lovable at the same time, and you've had enough of him, but you understand why he is the way he is, and these two being the complete opposite of him. It's a movie that stuck with me the entire time, and it's just because of these two other juggernauts that came in that kind of moved it a bit, but in reality, including Baltimorons, these next 3, it's just a matter of preference at this point. They're all 4.5 movies nearing 5s for me. Ballad of Wallis Island, it's sadly still kind of underseen in my opinion, but it is available on Peacock, and it's one that every time I recommend it to people, at the bare minimum, people at least have it in a positive review. So I'm rooting for the song.
Yeah,
and I'm hoping for it to at least make that cut. But it makes mine. Top 3.
Just a really warm, sweet movie. A nice pick-me-up in contrast to so many of the other movies that we mentioned in our year-end list. I mentioned Taskmaster, the British show, on our best TV of the year so far.
It's got a movie?
Tim Key was was a panelist on the first season of Taskmaster and is still a creative consultant on the show.
Brother, lead with that. We would have started watching. I would have logged it right now.
Yeah.
Crazy.
So if you need some more Tim Key in your life, that's a recommendation for you too.
Tim Key had a big year too. He ended up on the paper. Still big,
right?
Pull,
He's in Mickey 17.
Mickey 17, so it was a good year for him. So
yeah,
hopefully he continues to blow up.
Amanda, we've arrived at your number 2.
It's a really solid year for horror. You know, we've had Bring Her Back, the follow-up from the Talk to Me Boys. We've had Together, crazy body horror about relationships and codependency. But I'm going with Weapons. I'm going with Weapons. I love the way it's told. Again, I get that that's like very inspired by Magnolia, the way that it kind of like picks up with different characters as it's telling the story. But I love every single one of those characters that we get brought in with. I love how it all starts connecting together. I love how every single one of these people is like technically dealing with some kind of like addiction or just everything going on. It's crazy. It's very good. Just everybody's going to get their own problem. And I'm a big fan of Zach Krager and his work now because, you know, between that and Barbarian, this one was, it's just so fun. And what I love about him so much is that he's like a director that'll be like, okay, here's a really cool premise. And then it's like, how wacky can I take it? So like Barbarian is like, what happens if 2 people book the same Airbnb, but then something's kind of like going on? What's going on? Yep. And this is like, what happens if like an entire class of elementary school students goes missing except one? What's going on there? And he takes it in a direction that like no one else would. So I appreciate the hell out of that. It is so good. It's so fun. It's chilling. Like there's this whole scene where like people in the basement all look one way and it's like, oh my God, it's good. It's very good. It's very strong. And like Art said, I do think it kind of tickled that itch that everyone thought Longlegs was going to be. This has the really interesting lore. This has the great characters. I'm, again, not sure how I feel about a prequel, but I trust him. If there's anybody I trust to do it, it would be him, I guess. If he feels like there's something there, I'm going to trust that he thinks there's something there. But yeah, Weapons, big fan of that one. Really excited at how strong that ended up being.
Yeah, I mean, you pointed out, but he's obviously got that sketch comedy background, and it is funny how much his movies ride that line. Like they are definitely horror movies, but there's so much comedy injected into them. And he's really masterful at playing both sides of that without discounting the other side. Like you're not laughing less because it's scary, and you're not less scared because it's also funny. Like he does a really great job of
the uncomfortable laughter.
You're
like, oh no.
Yeah,
so
it's great stuff. Okay, my number 2. I'm going to go with If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You. This is the movie that we saw at Sundance this year that I find myself thinking about the most, that I find myself most eager to revisit, that I think was just experientially the most impactful film that I saw there. A film about what it feels like to be drowning in your own depression. I think this is a movie that articulates the sort of desperation that comes with mental illness sometimes better than I've seen articulated in a lot of ways. Like
Agreed.
Rose Byrne throughout this movie is basically, without saying the words, just with her eyes, begging people for help and never receives it. She at one point screams at her therapist, Conan O'Brien, like, just tell me what to do, because she's so lost in her own struggle. And I think, by fixing the camera to her face, not really giving you establishing shots, not really giving you a moment to breathe, just throwing you into the chaos with her, the film does a really incredible job of evoking that feeling, of sort of mirroring her experience with your own. And I think it just is so artful in how it balances all those things. Like it's abstract in ways that make you confused, but it's also relatable in ways that make it feel really real. And when it does culminate, it's a metaphor, but it's so emotionally overwhelming. I found it to be just such a touching, such a moving movie. And for me, Rose Byrne is the performance of the year, male or female.
Agreed.
I think no movie relies on their lead actor more than this one, and no lead actor does more with their screen time than she does in this film. If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You. It's an excellent title. That alone is enough, but the movie also quite excellent. I know you didn't love this one. Well, you were made uncomfortable by it at Sundance.
Yeah, I respect it for what it was. I wasn't up. I felt like when people talk about Uncut Gems and they're like, I respect it, but like, why the hell would you recommend that? I felt like that. I also agree. She needs to solidify a nomination in there for her performance. It was really cool to see Conan. It was really cool to see ASAP, who was getting.
Yes.
I felt like love for highest to lowest. It's
this one. It's
having a good year.
Yeah, no, overall, I thought it's one of those where I respect more than I enjoyed it, but I'm curious to see how she does.
You're not eager to rewatch it.
No, I have it on my rewatch list for that reason. I want to see how it fits the second time around. So that's for my top 2, dude. I made sure to go out of my way to watch both of these in IMAX to figure out which one was over the other. And the screenings were only at 10 o'clock at night. You got to understand that, because these are not 90-minute movies, and these are not one commercials that they play beforehand. But I did my due diligence to go see both of them. And as soon as the second one wrapped, I realized which one was number 1. So at number 2, I have One Battle After Another.
Woo!
Figured.
Both of these are incredible movies. They're fantastic. I think performances are better in this one. All right, they're both tied in rating wise for me. So I know how it's going here. Zach's got the other one right up above. So I'll wait to talk about One Battle After Another when we go full love, because there's no reason for me to talk about it like it's a number 2 when I got nothing but number 1 love for it. But I did have to put another one right above that one.
And we'll talk more about that one soon, or will we do it now? Are we back to Amanda's number 1?
Which is also Art's number 1.
Yeah, so might as well.
It's Sinners.
Bam!
It's Sinners.
What else could it be?
Well,
You guys have never tied both TV and movie the same year. You have the same number 1 in both lists.
Look at us go. That's how you know.
Maybe you should host a podcast together.
Maybe.
Where you at, Zach? Come on, Zach.
Yeah.
One of us, pluribus.
Damn it, I don't want to be the Hive, but no, it's so good. This is it's like grown on me the more I think about it. I think it's doing things that like no other movie can do, and if they try to again, it'll always be like, oh, they did the Sinners thing. Like this locked in on how you express how culture passes down from generation to generation, continent to continent, how it's expressed through music and like life and soul, and the people who want to take that and to exploit that, and just the other areas of the world that dealt with their own kind of exploitation, who then become the exploiters down the line. It's firing on every cylinder. It's also just a solid as hell vampire movie. If you are not getting any of the stuff that it's doing under the surface, it's still just a solid fucking vampire movie. I want an entire series or side movie about the Native American vampire hunters. I want that so much. This is, and again, like I said, this is the movie that the reason why I've got this above Marty, above One Battle After Another, is that when I'm thinking, what would I travel to see in IMAX? It's Sinners, because it is a whole ass spectacle. That's that scene, the music scene that is like conjuring things from the past, the future. It's chilling, man. It's just, it's a fucking movie. It's cinema across the board. It can appeal to the snobbiest of snobs to the casualist of casuals. And something
That's why it
because
was
of
called
that,
grilled cheese
you know?
at one point.
But
Comfort.
that's what I mean. But at the same time, it's like, it's not just that. It's also doing so much. It is like technically proficient. The performances are amazing. It's I've never seen Michael B. Jordan this good. You're bringing in first time actors with Miles, who's doing fantastic. Miles Canton, knocking it out of the park. And it's one of those things that, you're going to run into people that say it's overrated because of how much the love was for it right out the gate. But if any of those people saw it that opening weekend before the love had time to build, they'd probably be with us. They'd probably be on the train with us. Unfortunately, some things just get held to higher standards because of the initial reaction coming out. But I do find that the movies that I've made videos about, I get mentally into more. So they do tend to dominate higher on my lists as I'm going. So obviously you'll see that my top 3 are all things I've made videos on. But I made videos on them because they're that good and just hit an angle that they are also genre movies too. So Sinners is just, I think it's the movie of the year. And there's so many movies of the year. Marty's the moment of the year. But Sinners is Sinners, man. Like, it's good.
Yeah. And I think when we look back on 2025, there'll be a plurality of people who view this as the defining film of the year for sure. Like, it is such a moment. It is such a culturally significant document. Yeah. And it's not just like the moment in the way that a lot of mainstream entertainment can be the moment, because it's just like the thing that everybody's digging. This is also like really speaking profoundly to a lot of issues that are very centered to the culture right now.
Yeah.
So there's so many things to recommend about this one. Art, you also have it at number 1.
Real quick, before that, and how it's also novel in how the revenue split's going to go. In 25 years, Ryan Coogler owns this. That's crazy.
And I'm blinking on the budget right now. You know One Battle's budget? Because we're talking about 2 movies that, again, 1 and 2. They're duking it for me.
One Battle is like 130, I think.
$90 million budget for Sinners.
For Sinners?
For Sinners.
So you're talking with like really big budgets for these personal director films that they're doing on their own, you know? And that story in and of itself is fantastic. I mean, I don't see it as a bad thing that this guy was working with Fortnite, but it's because we just got, what was it, the lost episode of...
Kill Bill.
Quentin,
Kill Bill
through Fortnite.
Yeah,
I don't overly love it.
I don't love
it's
it.
a weird place to be in. But Sinners didn't have to do that. Sinners was able to expand and get the story out there. I don't know how he's going to roll it out with follow-ups or whatever else the plan may be. But when it came to watching them both in IMAX, besides the visual that everybody knows, the size of the screen, it was the sound that really did it for me. And I got a lot of love for One Battle that we're going to be giving here. But if I got to give this time to Sinners, the way that the stuff is mixed, not only for the music, which I think is the best soundtrack, best top score, in my opinion, but you also have moments like when Delroy Lindo, what are they going to do to him again this year, Zach? Snub him.
Not nominate him. It's a travesty.
I voted for him for the critics.
There we go.
Did he make it? Did he make it?
I can't remember. I'll let you know.
He better have made it.
I hope.
because all of these people, when they get introduced, there's that one conversation that people have learned that was improvised when he's driving along. Not only when
Miles is playing,
Ken starts playing,
Yeah.
he's telling that story about all of the people and how they were partying and everything else, and you
the way
hear
the music and the sounds
that
at the time.
mixing was unbelievable. It's another reason
what
why
I
you
mean.
go to the IMAX
Yeah.
for things like that.
Because it's
mixed in a way where it
yeah.
feels like they're conjured
They're
around
conjuring
you.
everything, and
Yeah.
that's the whole idea. Is that like while he's telling this story, it is conjuring that moment from the past as the music's happening. All of these moments are just like in your bloodstream, getting passed on and passed on. It's like it's just beautiful.
And I think the beauty of it is like this one goes full vampires. One battle goes full secret society stuff like Eddington, which people have had issues with as well. But I think that that's like the big part of it is how you're able to contrast. And we were kind of mentioning it for some of the other movies too. Here is your premise that everyone deals with, and what's that left turn take?
Yeah.
And they go for it. I think it's strongest, Sinners, at the beginning when it feels like I'm watching American Gangster. I wish almost for a second that we weren't
It's
told
not
it was vampires and that
That's
came.
fair.
You know it's impossible to have
It's
ever done that,
impossible.
damn it. But I'm watching the first hour of this movie and I am locked in when he's shooting a person
Yeah.
telling him, I can't let you go because if I let you go, what would they think of me? This
All the
backstory
juke
you're
joint
filling in.
stuff is the best stuff this movie
Yeah,
does.
it's so good.
Every time I watch it, I learn something new. I was watching the juke joint bit with the special features, and they said every single location they visited, Annie's house, the store, all of it, is back in the juke joint because it's the last time all the characters will live. I said, that's crazy. They said they made up a color from the actual railroad when it arrives, when they meet Delta Slim. That green was gone. They found the green again.
Yeah.
My favorite one. How does Remick get introduced? He runs in. I just heard the cinematographer say he's not running. He's flying. He hopped into the frame. I
Yeah,
go,
he hopped in. Yeah, that's what I mean, man. And then even just the whole thing with the chows, the fact
they got
that
a dip.
that back then, like that they were the only ones who could toe the line between both sides. So they'd have like literally identical stores on opposite sides of the streets. One would be for white people, one's for black
The
people.
whole crossing the street segment, like it's so it's amazing
Dude,
to
Widow-
layer stuff like
Widow
that
style.
into
Yeah,
your
yeah.
film. Yeah, it's exactly
There's so much I
crazy.
like it.
reminds me of both.
I'll never argue with someone against Oba, and it's kind of sad because right now we're enjoying it. We're not being mean to each other until the camera's cut. But this is going to be the battle.
It's gonna be
Besides
the
the Marty
battle.
fight, it's going to be
Yeah.
Sinners versus Oba. It's going to get ugly. There's going to be people who don't like either.
I know,
But
that's
that's
true.
going to be the fight, I feel. And we will all
When the
collectively
reality
be
is these are
disappointed
both-
with Hamner.
Yeah.
And I liked him in it. I just forgot to mention it because I didn't actually think about my honorable mentions. These were just things that were still battling
Yeah.
for the.
Yeah, I think like we can all praise Hamnet and still say like it would be disappointing if it took it over some of these other
Yeah.
really incredible movies that are out this
agree.
year.
And I like him in it a lot. Not
What's
just
the best
because
of
they
all
sent me
times?
a
Was
blanket.
it the best eternally? I don't know, you know? You just don't know. But
Yeah.
Sinners, Oba, these are the standouts. These are the ones that are going to be solidified for Best Picture. But here it's about what we consider, what we will be talking about 10 years from now when we look back at this year. And I made it out to watch both 3-hour movies, damn near. And I end Oba and I go, damn, I have to give it to Sinners. But Zach, it's your time.
It's your time to shine.
Yep. 10 years from now, I will be talking about one battle after another. I can guarantee you that. Paul Thomas Anderson, I've said it too many times already. He's my favorite filmmaker. And he's a dude who makes really inscrutable movies with really inscrutable characters. And that is just what I love about him, that you can stare at this thing for as long as you want to stare at it and still find new nuances to it, still find new ways into the material, because it doesn't like lend itself to clean explanation. There is no one moral to take away from stories that he makes, in this one in particular, I think falls into that. I'm just so stunned by the level of craft combined with his ability to entertain, because fans of his have always known that PTA is a funny guy. He makes comedies. They might not feel like comedies, but they are
And we said,
funny.
that's how you know who's a PTA fan or not.
Yeah. There is just so much humor here, even in the absurd, even in the scary, even in the sometimes terrifying characters. Just the juxtapositions between how Leo carries himself as this,
Best
over the
performance
hill,
of the year.
stoner dad, former revolutionary, met with this like intense environment that he gets thrust into. It is just so enjoyable. I find all the characters to be really thoughtfully crafted to show kind of like different aspects to the revolution, and the way, there's been so much said about how certain characters are depicted, but I think when you take the movie as a whole and you see how many of the characters fail to live up to their own values under pressure, it says a lot to the ways that people try to critique some of the characters in the movie. I think it's just an endlessly rewarding piece of cinema, whether you're looking at it just as a piece of entertainment with some of the best acting of the year, whether you're looking at it as a piece of craft film work, which has some of the most incredible sequences of the year. To me, the action scene of the year is that whole chase on the road going up and down.
When the road happened,
sure
it got close, bro. Yeah.
I'm sure you've seen the detail that they loosened the bolts on the camera that was attached to the car so it would bounce up and down more and give you that shaky quality. Like, there's just touches like that where PTA is so locked in, not just to the story he's trying to tell, but the way to accentuate it through the craft. I am in awe of it from start to finish.
Yeah.
I've seen it 4 times.
Nice.
I will see it again. It is amazing stuff.
Yeah.
So I have no qualms putting it at number 1 on my list. I'll be the one battle representation.
Hell
Y'all
yeah.
can take Sinners.
I
Great
still like
movies,
it.
the both of them.
Yeah, the biggest argument against I don't think the opening scene works, but it's mostly just because of how like rapid it is so that it really like lets you sink in that like betrayal that comes at the end of it. I think you could do it in a different way and it would still hit just as hard. Like, I've got a whole idea in my head about how I would do it instead. Not that I'm an expert or anything, because like I'm going to trust PTA over myself for the most part.
Yeah.
But still, it's
and
like...
And I'll say for me,
yeah.
I think the beginning 45 minutes is probably the best film.
I don't mean 45. Yeah, no. Once you're... So me, it's really just... I don't even know how long that opening sequence... Like,
are you
15?
talking like everything pre-Chase Infinity?
Minutes.
Every pre-Chase Infinity. It's 30 minutes. Everything,
that's what I'm talking about.
Everything pre-Chase
It's like a short
Infinity.
film.
Yeah, everything
To
pre-Chase
me,
Infinity.
I think the movie is like levitating through that sequence. I thought it was so
I need to
electric
see it again.
because
I might like it more.
You're getting so much information without any exposition. It's just kind of like you're a fly on the wall for a whole arc of the revolutionary chapter.
I think I'll like it more on rewatch. I just haven't gotten.
I
to
agree
it yet.
with you. I do think it's jarring. I didn't hate it, but I was like,
but it's
how
jarring.
many people pitch it to
same.
people?
I didn't hate it either. I was just thinking maybe
got my
it
brother
could
to
be
see
better.
it, and I warned him about the beginning, and I don't know if it's the warning or whatever, but he ended up liking it. He goes, yeah,
think that
Tiana
would
just
help.
leaves, where they should have had more of her.
Yeah.
So I'm curious to see how it rolls out more because it just got put on streaming. HBO Max just got it. So now we're going to see more discussions come out of it. But
now we're going to get a bunch of comments that one battle after another sucked. It did not suck.
Oh no, it definitely didn't.
Exactly. That's just like what happened with Sinners on HBO. But that's y'all have those conversations. Those people will forget to delete those tweets 10 years from now when they pretend like they do like it. I saw someone complain about The Dark Knight. Like, Dark Knight's not good. They pulled up their letterbox. They had given it 5 stars until recently.
Yeah,
they started hanging out with people who didn't like The Dark Knight. They're like, you fool.
Yeah.
In reality, for the people who have done this long enough that we can look back 10 years from now, we know our consistency. And for me, one of the big parts in one battle is just looking at that structure we were talking about. For starters, we have movies underneath leading to this top 10 where those directors look up to him.
Yeah. That's true.
This director has inspired the other movies we're putting on this
It's
list,
true.
dude.
Can't deny
He's
it.
new cinema. I was hearing someone say Nolan's not even close to this man because of The Master. That this man has reached levels where he is the living legend already right now.
Yeah.
I'm not disagreeing with that at all.
No.
I guess I'm just putting a little extra change over here from my man from Sinners. But in one battle, the fact that you have that intro that we're saying is 30 to 40 minutes, that's Tiana's movie. Rewatching it in IMAX, bro, the next hour is the girl's movie. He doesn't become the main character till the end. How do you do something like that? I listened to an interview with him and he goes, he pitched it to me as a supporting character who accidentally becomes the main character.
I love
went,
that. That was
"Damn it.
perfect. It's
Damn it."
beautiful.
It's beautiful. So
It's such good stuff.
Okay. Good movies, good movies, good movies.
Yeah.
Lots and lots of good movies, maybe more good movies than we've ever had on a best
That's a good
of
year.
the year video. And there's still more to come. We've got
Look at
a
Amanda.
whole...
We finally got the twofers on the board. To answer your question at the beginning, I think it's better than last year's. I think it almost rivals 2 years ago when we were doing the Barbenheimers
Yeah,
with Killers of the
exactly.
Flower Moon and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
Because last time we got Leo. So it's going to be a big year. I think it's going to be a fun Oscar season, a fun award season. And I'm looking forward to these being re-released in theaters as well. I am praying. I'm crossing my fingers, bro. When we go to Vegas, they got a big theater. I don't know if it'll be Sinners or One Battle, but I'm making time out to go see one of these in 70 IMAX if they... It's right after the announcement.
I'd do it.
It's right after.
See how we feel.
Our luck, it'll probably be like You're Cordially Invited or something like that. But
It's going to be The Strangers 3.
there you go.
Testament of Annalee.
Change Step into 3. I mean, I'd see that again on a big screen.
Oh, did y'all put Testament? I didn't hear that one. I know.
That's probably closer to like 30 on my list.
Yeah.
Can you put, Zach, for Amanda's, whichever one only had one? I don't want to make it look ugly. Can you just put Testament, just put a slash of Testament right there?
Okay, where would Testament fit?
Next to No Other Choice.
Yeah. Yeah, they're all struggling. They're all misunderstood.
Too late.
No, it's
Too
fine.
late.
No,
We're
it's
moving
fine.
on.
It's
Too
fine.
late.
I don't want it. It wouldn't. No, if you're gonna let me do that, I'd have to find something else instead. Can't be
Dude,
her.
don't even get the ball rolling
Don't
right
get it
now.
rolling. It had to be something else.
Yeah. All right, Amanda, if you can still make heads or tails of it, let us know what 17 movies ended up, or 18?
Maybe 19,
17 movies
maybe 20.
ended
We'll
up
see.
on your best of the year.
We'll see.
Of 2025.
So my 10, I've got Lurker and Wake Up Dead Man, a Knives Out story, Knives Out mystery. Then in the number 9, I have Warfare and Train Dreams, 2 very different pieces of American culture. Then I've got Sentimental Value and Sorry Baby, 2 stories about kind of like getting over a horrible incident that happens to you. Eddington and Bugonia is our fun little conspiracy, weird modern movies. Got No Other Choice in the 6th spot, which is one of the best international films that might end up getting snubbed in certain areas. I just noticed that Sentimental Value is not on the Critics' Choice for international. It's not there. No Other Choices, but it's just because there's so much, like Surratt's there, but it's a big year. It's a big year.
Wow. Then
I've got One Battle After Another tied with Marty Supreme as the film bro chaos movies. Then the nice little warm hugs after all that chaos. We got Rental Family and Ballad of Wallis Island at 4. Then to just round back into the chaos and nonstop laughs, we got Friendship. Then to laugh in a different way, we've got Weapons. And then finally, what I'm going to consider, what I think is the movie of the year is Sinners, is what I've got in my number 1.
Excellent picks from top to bottom. For my 10 best movies of the year, I'm starting at number 10, the latest from Park Chan-wook, No Other Choice. Then I go to Jay Duplass and Michael Strassner's The Baltimorons at number 9. At number 8, I have Ava Victor's film Sorry Baby. At 7, the Tim Robinson comedy Friendship. At number 6, Jafar Panahi's It Was Just an Accident. At number 5, Train Dreams. At number 4, Josh Safdie's Marty Supreme. At number 3, I got Splitsville. And number 2, If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You from Mary Bronstein. And of course, my number 1 is the latest from Paul Thomas Anderson, One Battle After Another. Arturo, what are your 10 best films of 2025?
My 10 go Lurker, which I think is one of the best ones that came out of Sundance earlier this year. Really good music and really gets into what society and online influencer culture is today and just being a celebrity. At number 9, we had so many international films. I covered them, but to keep the list nice, I got No Other Choice is the one that I really want to sneak in there. A movie that I think a lot of people can relate to, especially with all of the changes that happen in the economy, that happen in our culture, and what people are willing to do to just get ahead when they're left with no other choice. Weapons. Ooh. One of my favorite horrors of the year. There's just so much packed in there. This is a director that is continuing to make movies that I think is going to put him up there with the David Finchers and the people that we've talked about to a degree. We'll see. He'll create maybe his own lane because so far it's been hits, especially after having an entire career as a comedian and now being one of our horror auteurs, if you want to call it that.
Yeah, I would say.
What's his name again? Why am I blinking on his name?
Zach Kreger?
Zach Kreger, thank you very much, for Weapons. At number 7, I got Marty Supreme. I mean, everybody got merch here before the movie's even out. It's that hype. It is real. It's the boy. We love him. He's one of the best out there. And while I don't think that he's going to top his own mentor, I think Marty Supreme is definitely going to schwep a lot of people's lists. This is a movie for the youngins out there for sure. And I can't wait to see that one on a snowy Christmas day again. Sentimental Value, right outside of my top 5, but has to be probably my favorite international film. Trier continues to make movies like Worst Person in the World. Thelma, I think, was the other one that's like just really fascinating movies where even SNL is now making fun of international directors. Or what is he, Norwegian?
Norwegian films, yeah.
Sentimental Value, one of the best ones to catch up on. The fact that we're arguing with this one and his last one just shows you how many the quality in which he continues to release. But
Yeah.
I got to get into the top 5. Thankfully, we were able to see Train Dreams in theaters, and I hope that people who were eyeing it since Sundance were able to, because it is worthy of the big screen. But I'll thank Netflix for at least giving them the money to get it out there. Hopefully, it continues to get all the way up to Best Picture, Best Actor. But as Zach has been saying, it is a movie that deserves the cliche lyrical poeticness, because that's exactly what it's telling you in this almost once upon a time in Hollywood thing, where it's that turn of an era. What happens when this guy's career is going to go bust as technology is kind of surpassing him? And number 4 is an independent movie that just shook me to my core, The Baltimorons. For those of you who have complained about Mumblecore, I'm telling you, continue complaining about it, because when they make it like this, you see the damn difference. It is an improv movie that has so much heart in it, and I would recommend it as the secret hidden gem for most people that made it all the way to my top 5. But my top 3 are 4.5 movies I can put. It just depends on the day. We're going Ballad of Wallis Island, my favorite Sundance movie. If you like Mumford & Sons, if you have ever bonded
Don't
with
put
anyone
that out
over
there.
music, that might be there.
You might have just turned off an entire audience.
I mean, it's folk music. They're going to get turned off the moment it starts. But then, in my top 2, one battle after another. If you're pro ice, I guess I got to give the warning for this one too. Maybe don't watch it, but outside of that, it is hysterical. It is a movie unlike any other, coming from one of the best filmmakers that we have working today. I wouldn't be mad if it takes Best Picture, but obviously my Best Picture this year has to go to Sinners, the movie that I continue to love more and more every single time I watch it. It is a feat outside of the film itself, but it is a movie that was able to take Hateful Eight's 70mm wideness, and I never thought I'd see a jump all the way to IMAX, and I still got to see that 1:43, and that's all I'm missing to even solidify it further. But Sinners, number 1 movie of the year.
Beautiful.
Nice. A bunch of great movies, all movies that I'm eager to watch and rewatch
own.
again. Admire as posters on my wall.
Mm-hmm.
Unlike the Nirvana poster, which I have to cover up since it's next year. That'll be waiting.
We can't mention Nirvana the band, the show.
We can't mention
we
the
cannot
movie. We
mention
certainly
it.
can't mention Nirvana the band, the show, the movie.
Oh,
Right.
definitely not that one.
It doesn't matter what our best cinematic experience of the year was. It doesn't matter how much fun we had in a movie theater. That is a
doesn't matter.
2026 movie.
Yeah, it's 2026.
Can't talk about it.
Can't talk about it.
Yeah.
Can't do it.
Yeah.
Y'all saw it multiple times.
Three and then
different
again
theatrical times.
stood outside the theater while I heard other people laugh at it.
Y'all are sickle. You have seen it more in this Gregorian calendar year than you will next year. It's got to count.
It's crazy. It's crazy work.
That's insane.
Let us know what movies you're watching and rewatching this year. What were your favorites? Even let us know if you didn't like any of our favorites. I don't care. I'm pretty secure in my choices. But I do want to hear.
Tell 'em.
I want to
Get at 'em.
some top 10s from the Intercuties. I love when y'all comment your picks, especially when they're movies that we recommended on this podcast. But yeah, leave us a comment. Send us an email, intercutpod@gmail.com. Hit us up across social media. We are at Intercutpod most places. But that's all for this edition of the Intercut podcast, and just about all we got left for 2025.
Yeah.
Sad face emoji. We'll be back. We got some more stuff to do.
Mm-hmm.
We're
But-
already back. We're already here.
Yeah,
We're already here.
yeah.
We never left.
But until then,
Never ends.
you can catch more from me, Zach Shevich, by following me on Twitter, Instagram, or Letterboxd at ZShevich, ZSHEVICH. And check out my YouTube channel at youtube.com/multiplex show. Amanda, what was your Amanda the Jedi highlight of 2025? Was there a video that you look back on as like, oh,
Ooh.
that everything lined up for that video?
I love my Sinners video. I love my Weapons video, and it did well. Currently has a copyright on it, so I have to fight that. But I have to
Weapons?
wait for, my Weapons one got hit, and I can't fight it because Netflix actually struck my channel, so I can't risk getting the second actual strike. So I have to wait until January
Netflix.
something. Or I could probably reach out to somebody, but I'm scared that they'll be like, actually, let's look at every Netflix movie on your channel and do something. So I'm just leaving it for now.
Yeah.
So I love that one. And then my hymn video randomly did super well. Video on him. I'm sure there's lots of other ones. It was like, I'm pretty happy with a lot of the videos I made this year.
Nice.
Yeah.
A good year for the channel.
Yeah, pretty good year.
We'll check out all of those. Your 28 Days Later one was also pretty solid.
I
No?
did like that. I
Yeah.
did actually, I didn't even mention it, but the Final Destination Bloodlines is like way better than it had any business being. And I've done a handful of I watched every X movie this year and people seem to really like
There you
those
go.
and I enjoyed them. So yeah, it was good.
Sick.
Yeah.
Art, how about you? What's popping off at Let Me Explain in 2025?
Old videos, bro. I still get comments on, I don't know why every year during around this time, Brightburn. Brightburn will get my kids through college at this point. From the recent ones, I think one of my funniest jokes that I made is this Ed and Lorraine joke for The Conjuring dealing with Wolf of Wall Street that I know some of the inner cuties that also commented on. So that was pretty funny. But in terms of Intercut stuff, what would you say was the highlight, Zach?
I thought we had a fun time at South by Southwest this year. That was a solid slate of movies.
It was pretty well oiled, even with the changes.
Yeah. I mean, that's where we caught Nirvana, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which we then got to speak to some people involved with Nirvana because of that. So that was a lot of fun, right?
Yep.
So I think we had a lot of fun on the channel this year, and got another great year hopefully in store coming up. But until then, you know where we are. You know where to find us. You can watch more of this on whatever your favorite podcatcher is or on YouTube. Check out new episodes every Monday. Leave us a comment, like the videos. Consider heading over to iTunes to give us the much requested 5-star review. The more you reviews leave, the less I have to ask for them. And then we can cut that part out of the podcast.
He beats us.
Yeah.
Beats us.
If you value the health and safety of Amanda the Jedi,
dreams are just dreams.
You will comment and leave a 5-star review. Thank you.
Please.
Like all of our socials, head over to support us on Patreon or click the join button below this video and you can become a member and get access to videos like these early. You can get updates throughout the week across social media or by joining our Discord server, which there is a link to in the description for this episode. But aside from the updates from Art, from Amanda, from me, from all the guests that we feature on Intercut, just make sure you stay tuned. And thanks again for tuning in to this episode. Until next time, no fear, just like Tom fucking Cruise.